Yo, I swear that intro beat hits different when you're the one who made that intro video.
Shameless plug.
Hi guys, I am Hella Waste. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to
custom...
you.
Happy Easter.
Oh, shit. Are we still saying that? I mean, I don't know. I was talking to my mom earlier. She said that to me, and I was like, "Are we still doing that?" But anyways,
yes.
Are we still celebrating Easter?
Customizer. I don't know. I'm not buying eggs or making baskets. Like, I'm past that, but whatever.
Happy Easter.
Anyways.
Dani Nicole, a.k.a. Caramel Wonder. You already know what we here for. We do this every other Sunday. We have our three lovely gentlemen at the bottom. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Who's first? Me first?
You are, yep.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Salutes. Zaya X0712 on social media platforms, ETC affiliate, and official Mouth of the South. Salutes to y'all.
Hi, I'm Jason Osborne. I go by Thegapo. I have been in the footwear and restoration business for 15 or so years, and now currently work at Garrickson's studio here in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Trollmaggedon. Year and some change into YouTube. UA motherfucker. You know.
You already know.
Word,
Let's hear to talk about some BS. Let's do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Word.
All right. Okay, did you want to tap in on that topic before we get into the goods?
Oh, I just wanted to send some positive thoughts and prayers and energy over to DMX and his family. As everyone probably already knows, every social media platform it's trending. That he's not doing so well right now. He suffered I believe a heart attack. And there's conflicting reports. Some saying he's off the respirators. Some saying he's off respirators. Some saying he isn't. I don't know the details on it. Last I checked, there were still conflicting stories. But either way, I just want to send some positive vibes his way to his family, his kids, and just the community in general.
Amen.
Bless up. Crazy times.
That is crazy.
Crazy times. Check on your loved ones, man.
I was just spinning his track. I usually add it into my set when I DJ. Lose my mind up in here. You know what I mean? Like I always play that shit, man. It's crazy.
That was definitely, dude. I was infamous on riding down the highway blasting what these bitches want from a nigga.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. I was playing it.
Just don't put slipping on, okay? Because somebody might get emotional.
Yeah, don't put that shit on, man.
Right.
I'll exit out quick.
It's always gonna be. How's it going down? How's it going down? Number one song.
Yeah.
But anyways, people, we're here to talk, about some customs, some UAs, some recons, the things going on in the custom world, the things Nike's doing, and so on. This actually stemmed from me catching one of Zaya's lives after the fact. Hella had let me know, he had shouted me out. They were talking about UAs and customs and where the two intertwine and what's what. And I just thought it was a really good subject to talk about. For me, it seemed like back in, I want to say it was SneakerCon DC, where I think there was a guy who was selling the off-white kid shoes, the off-white Jordan 1 kids, like the Chicago's or whatever, and they were calling them custom shoes. And I don't
Good old
know.
baby customs.
I didn't see them, so I don't know to the extent if they were. Yeah. I don't know if they were customs. Like, because it all depends on your definition of customs. To me, they seem like something that was manufactured somewhere.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Across the water, and then brought here.
Customs.
Yeah,
Right.
those are not.
Those were not customs.
We called them
Right.
the baby customs, but they weren't customs.
Right. And it seemed like ever since that is when it's become a fine line of defining what a custom is, calling customs fake shoes, and so on. So, I just wanted to have a discussion to see what people's views are on that. Like, for me, I feel like a custom isn't a fake shoe. Typically, as a customizer, if I'm working on a shoe, it starts off as an original, authorized base from a company, be it Nike, Reebok, Adidas, whatever. And then I'm painting on that shoe or adding material to that shoe or whatever the case may be. It's not, me getting a shoe made, getting the sole made, all of that stuff. So everything starts from an authentic base, so to say, or authorized base. So when I see like even what Shoe Surgeon's doing, I presume he uses an original Jordan 1, rips it apart, uses premium materials, and rebuilds that on that sole. So that to me is all customizing. Now, what something like Cool Kai is doing, or what even Warren Lotus was doing, is it's being manufactured on a mass scale in a factory, whether it be overseas or in the States, and it's not going through Nike or any other company. So that's different. Like, I don't want to call it a fake shoe because they're not making a Jordan 1 with a swoosh, even though it's reminiscent of a Jordan 1. So to me, it doesn't feel fake. I just don't know where to place that. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think?
It's a real slippery slope when you start talking about what Cool Kai and Warren Lotus are doing, because technically they're customizing a shoe. They're just then having it mass produced.
Right.
So it's like a little of both, you know what I mean? But I mean, you're talking to a guy who doesn't believe in well, I won't say I don't believe in fake shoes. There are fake shoes, but it's just like if you're building a shoe with the same structure and the same grade or close to the same grade of materials, I consider it to be just a shoe. You know what I mean? The only thing that makes it fake is that it wasn't authorized by Nike, to me. But that's why UAs are here, and the negative connotation with the UAs is why I think so many people are afraid, or not afraid, but I think customizers take offense, you know what I mean, to that because of the negative connotation that it implies. And that's another thing. Like when I think 2J said it once, my buddy, he said somebody mentioned Shoe Surgeon to him, and they were debating the Warren Lotus situation, and he said, how is what Warren Lotus is doing any different than what Shoe Surgeon does? And how do you know that the shoes that Shoe Surgeon are making are what he says it is, unless you are providing the base of these shoes yourself?
The sole.
So to you customizers, is that all you really need to make it a cut? You just need to have the sole? Everything else can be built from the ground up, or?
Yeah, if I can jump in there, I kind of play that role between
Jason's the expert.
You go up to 500 pair, you kind of get away from that custom world, or if you're thinking that more than 5 pair, you're getting away from the custom world. Most of the time, companies are okay with you buying something at retail and then changing it and building off of the sole. That's not what Cool Kai does. Cool Kai gets things manufactured. He has changed the sole enough to be able to use his own design. He's paid for molds. He's got those molds filled with different colors that he chooses of and then builds his uppers off of it. So He's not actually making a custom. He's making his shoe that looks exactly like a Jordan 1 in a way that legally, I guess he can do it. Because
wait, what is he doing to the sole? Because I don't think I've ever cared enough to really look at his shit other than the side angles and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think
does he have his name on the
changes them very often, but it's definitely a different tooling.
He used the same dunk sole, but in the middle where Nike's supposed to be, he just put the WL.
No, we're talking about Cool Kai, not Warren Lotus.
Cool Kai.
I think he might have the Air Kai.
I think he has the same shit. He did the same shit Warren Lotus did.
Air Kai with the.
Where they're just changing
Lightning.
it slightly, but you're not changing the traction patterns on it at all. And
That's what I was going to say, because what Jason was saying, I was wondering if he was changing the whole, like, it's not like the circle and then the. Oh, is he making dunks? He's making Jordans, right?
Cool
Kai?
Yeah, the Jordans. The Jordan 1. Everything's the Jordan 1.
Jordan 1s, yeah.
He's not changing the traction pattern like what Zaya said.
No, I think he's just putting something in the middle where the Jumpman would have been.
Yeah, I haven't seen the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think what he's saying basically he's not using like I guess a mold that would already be in existence, because I want to say I can't remember, but I want to say he might have the Air Kai or Reeves on the sole somewhere instead of Nike Air.
Yeah.
So with that being said, he would have to get a whole new mold made for each size. So
supposedly he dropped the Air part.
Yeah, he dropped the Air part because under the advisement.
Yeah.
Under the advisement of Saya, I believe Saya told him
that's not anything new either.
Yeah, because Nike has, I think, like a trademark on Air. Yeah,
so all you got to do is pay for the mold to have your logo on it instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know that comes with a huge cost. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Oh yeah,
You got to buy every size.
I think Tony was telling us
size.
that shit was ridiculous, like how expensive it can be to get a mold made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is every size and every half size.
Yeah, you got to get every size, every half size, all that shit. Yeah, that's true.
It's not cheap.
And a word, if I can ask you,
most people who do that don't.
Word, when you do a custom, do you provide the base or do they mail you the base?
Either or. Typically, if it's something like an Air Force One, something that's accessible in the store, like Air Force One or an Air Max or something that I can get, I'll grab it for them to save them the shipping costs. But if it's something more rare, usually they send it, or most people will have their own shoe. They're like, hey, I want this done on this shoe. Some people just even order from StockX and send it straight to me. So, however, usually they're providing the base for the most part.
So now here's another situation. So when they provide the base, do you feel that it's up to you to have to legit check it?
No. I mean, I don't want to say I don't care, but I mean, they're wearing it is their choice. All I'm doing is the custom work. So, as long as I can say I didn't provide the shoe, if they, because I do believe at least one or two pair of shoes that I've customized weren't authentic because of the way the materials took the paint or the way, prepping it, the way it reacted.
Yeah.
So, who am I to say? I just tell them what happened and, they have to live with whether or not they have authentic shoe or not. But once it's customized, I don't think people really care too much about what the base was anyway. So
have you ever had a customer tell you he was sending you a fake shoe?
No. I don't think she has.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody would want to say that if they were.
I got a friend that's a customizer. His name's Big A, and he's had situations where people have told him that they're going to send him a fake shoe to just do the custom on that, and he's rejected it based solely on that.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, probably it might be a
legal
issue.
So
that's the way he sees it. He doesn't want to be attached to something that is of that origin. But to me, like in a way, like no offense, but to me, it don't really matter.
No, you guys are you guys are artists.
And respects to Big A and respects to Word, right? So it's not to take away from the custom part of it, but whether you customize a shoe or whether it's coming from across the water, it's along the same lines. You're manipulating that shoe, and that's not something that Nike issued. You know what I'm saying? Like once you change it, to me, that's where it's no longer that authentic retail product.
It's like if I take a sheet of printer paper to an artist and say, "Can you draw on this?" versus a pair of actual like high grade quality paper, and they reject it or reject the printer paper.
That's him as a customizer. If he even now, don't get me wrong, Big A's not taking it in and sitting there and legit checking. No. But if you come out and say, yo, I'm sending you a fake shoe, or he gets it and it's clear as day fake, he's not going to use it.
Is that just so that you guys don't have to deal with the potential issue of somebody saying, oh, they're making fake shoes or they're...
Well, Joe, think about it like this. If I send Word a fake pair of Air Force Ones, right? And she customizes it and she sends it back to me. And then I rock it at a sneaker con and someone tells me, yo, them Air Force Ones look fake. I'm immediately going to say, well, Word did it. And then it's almost as if it gets attached to her when she doesn't even want that attached to her, right? Like she was just doing the custom work on it. She didn't know that it was going to go this far.
But you just say it's a custom.
But how can somebody who sees a customized Air Force One know that it's a fake Air Force One, unless they like the Bobo Souls or something?
Well, I mean, if it's a bad base, like if you guys follow State the Great, if you saw those Supreme dunks he posted today, like that's pretty terrible. You would notice off the bat whether they're custom or not. Like that's a shoe that is not looking right. So I can understand it because I wouldn't want him to walk around and say that. But like somebody like Troll, who he owns that he rocks, the UAs, and he wouldn't just be out here trying to pass it off. Like if Troll asked me to do a custom on one of his UAs, I would do it because I know he wouldn't be like, oh, Word out here.
Yeah, he's not going to throw you under the bus.
So it would have to be to that. Yeah.
I would just say this is a custom shoe, bitch. How you gonna tell me this shit's real or not when the whole goddamn shit is different?
Right.
Well, here's another thing. We're in the age where the person that's calling you out, they may not even know if the shit's real or not. Like everybody's calling everybody out, but no one like really truly knows. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's some fucking crazy boo-boo looking shit that you like, yeah, those is fake, bro. But there's a lot of shoes right now that are floating around that, when you look at it first glance, and again, it's different. Like when you got it here and you're like really analyzing and it's on camera and you're really analyzing. When you're just walking around at an event, bro, no one knows if you got a fake on or not, bro.
They don't.
They don't, bro. And they don't do that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, at least the event, I've been to so many events. I've never seen an instance where someone stops someone. Yo, let me check your stuff. Let me put the light on it. Let me get real low on it and see what it's about. No, bro. Nobody's doing that, bro. And if you do got a fake and they do see it, most likely they're doing like this. Yo, you see that person with a fake over there? That's crazy. No one is running up to nobody like, yo, bro, you got a fake on.
I got an example today. I know I failed today as a dad, but I ran to Walmart forgetting it was Easter, trying to get a bunch of eggs. And I had my off-white UNCs, UAs, and I was in a fucking hurry. So there was these 3 kids in there, dribbling basketballs all through Walmart. And they're like, "Oh shit, you got the off-whites on?" And I had headphones and I was listening to your stream at the time. I had headphones on. I just heard these little voices behind me. Oh shit! Oh, like an off-whites, right? So then they came up. They actually came up to me. It was like, tapped me. Hey man, those are some dope shoes. Sometimes if I feel like it, I'll tell them what it is and explain it to them. I didn't feel like it. I just said, "Oh, thank you, bro." Gave him a little fist bump and kept it pushing. You know what I mean? Like nobody's noticing this shit. Nobody.
But I mean, do you have to?
But they didn't say, "Hey, those are some dope, authentic shoes." Like,
no, they didn't. They just said, "Oh my god, you got the off-whites."
Yeah, but the thing is with me is the guy wearing them knows. The guy wearing them knows. That's the worst thing about it.
Yeah, and I mean, but the thing is, like, there's also been times on camera where I've been complimented and I say they're UAs and nobody knows what I'm talking about. So I'm comfortable with both. It just depends on how much time I got. You know what I mean? Because if I say they're UAs and then they decide to ask me questions, now I got to sit there and have a conversation with a stranger about something like this. And
here's the other thing, and salute to Dani, but do you have to tell people like it's your money? Like you do whatever the hell you want with your money. Like I don't have to sit there and explain to you if the shoe is authentic, if the shoe's not authentic, and it's from here and it's from across the water. That's too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't have to do that.
Right.
Yeah, you don't. And it's really just.
I showed these on somebody's live stream, Dre Jungle's live stream, and somebody DM'd me and said that they were UAs. And
those are fucking nice.
I'm like, no, like I literally bought this shoe from Foot Locker, right? And so I asked the person, I said, explain to me why you believe this shoe is a UA, right?
Right.
And they said, because they don't put this on the back of ones.
What?
Clearly that person.
What? But clearly they do. This is a pair from Foot Locker that somebody painted on. If you call them UAs, they're UAs. Whatever. I'm still gonna wear them. But
a lot of people's definition of UA is people don't do their history. Never seen before. Yeah. If they've never seen it before, then automatically it's UA.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the back isn't hourglass shaped or something.
Well,
even though you've been.
Sadly, the only thing that was UA was their knowledge on sneakers.
Right.
But then it also says rare air
That
on
part.
the tongue, which is why I had them customized, because it literally says rare and then air on them. So I sent the person pictures because I'm down to have that conversation with you if you think my shoe is a UA. So I sent them pictures. They were like, "Oh, ones don't have that tag on them." I'm like, dude, they changed the tags on the one tongues all the time. But
Like there's so many different ones.
To have for this live.
But I mean, I think people
But-
just comes to social media, people just got diarrhea of the mouth and feel as though their opinion needs to be said all the time. Because I get people commenting on my pictures all the time. Oh, your shoes are fake, dude. My shoes are graceful. They don't look the same as an adult shoe. I wear a 5.5 shoe, so my shoe is. They have to try and fit all that on an adult shoe, and a shoe half the size. So there's gonna be that are gonna be left out.
People used to say those Travis Scott ones were fake because they didn't have the ridges on the fucking the Travis Scott 6s.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the grade schools didn't have it. So it's like,
yo, I'm notorious for posting pictures of authentic sneakers in Facebook groups and being like, can I get a legit check? You'll be surprised at how many people you get that be like, bro, fake.
yeah.
And I'd be like, word?
But
because I got the receipt right here. Like I just went and got these in the store.
I think it's just when it comes to the recons and the customs, I think it's just
Hold on, what's a recon though? I did see that in the title. I was like, I don't know what that word
Is that a
means.
shoe surgeon does.
Reconstructed shoe.
Oh, reconstruction. Okay.
Right, they just breaking it all the way down to the sole and then building it back up.
Right, or what PS and Who does, or Sean Coco does. Like Word is a customizer. She'll take a legit shoe and just paint on it. And
I do semi recons.
right, and I think even
I'm not at the full stage. Yeah.
Even Fat Joe said customized shoes are fake shoes, but he's wearing a custom that Word made.
You definitely can't be talking about no damn fake shoes, man.
Like,
bro, we already caught you one. Like, come on, man.
I don't understand why does someone think that because you paint on a shoe that came from Nike, what makes it like not real? That's like me. Like I went out and bought a 2020 Civic, and I took it to the auto detail shop. And I got tints, and I changed the rims, and so I upgraded it. It's still a Civic. Like, is it
you have a
not
fake
an
Honda.
unauthorized Civic?
You have an unauthorized Honda.
But technically, Honda didn't give it to you that way,
right? And I
made
it to fit my.
It could, yeah. If you want to spend the money, that shit's crazy. Like the tints is probably like 3 times as much as you would pay tints anywhere else.
Exactly.
The rims is like 3 times as much. Yeah, if you want to do that, but
so does it make it an unauthorized Civic? Like.
You want to correlate it to our world? Yes. They're going to say that car is fake.
Yeah, that's an unauthorized. Yo,
Jason,
I think what it is, once you
if I could ask Word, if I could ask you, like, as far as like customs and stuff like that, what's your number? What I mean by that is 1 of 5, 1 of 10, 1 of 20. When does the cutoff stop on custom? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when does it go from Word to Warren? You understand?
Right. And that was my thing in correlating like what, like a Cool Kai is doing with someone else. Usually a customizer is making a smaller run, right? Because you have a smaller team or you're one person. So you're not making I don't know too many customs that might have more than 50 pair, if that, maybe 25 is a good run or whatever. So with me, I tried, originally, I really didn't do any shoe the same because I want everyone to feel like, you're getting a custom because you want to have a different shoe. But now with the more watered down, everyone getting into customs, I'm going to make 50 pair with a pink drip swoosh, and I'm going to make 50 pair with a blue drip swoosh. So it's becoming more generic. But with me, I try to do it different. Like I did the chunky skies. The first pair, it was asked to me by a customizer, a friend. And I did his pair different, but I liked it so much. I was like, hey, would you mind if I did a small run, 5 to 10 pair of these? And he was cool with it. But I made his, I put the clouds on his, on the dunk. On the other pairs that I did, they have no clouds. So,
you do know, Word, that I remember those Sakai chunkies.
Right.
And I remember when you posted them. Are you aware that they were making UAs of that exact same shoe?
So that's
your boy shoes. Those are Johnny Kidd shoes.
So what happened there is me and another customizer, which is not uncommon. I don't doubt that we all have had the same type of idea. Some people just get to execute it first. So we happen to have the same idea, and I think he put his out a day before mine, because when I saw his, I was getting tagged like, "Yo, this guy's copying your whatever." And I realized like we were just around like one day apart posting it. So I was just like, "Oh, it happened." But he did his on the mesh pair. I did mine on the nylon pair. So, it was clearly different.
Right.
I don't know how he did his. He did, a small run. He was selling them. I've been told that he got them manufactured, even though he says they were customized. He never disclosed the customizer who did them. So, I don't know. That's for people to find out. But he was selling them for like $1,000.
What
and,
the? What is the what reason?
We all know that the.
What reason would a guy not want to tell you who made this dope custom? Like that's what you just said just kind of blew my mind. Like he's like, I don't want to tell you. I can't tell you who made it. I'm like, why not? What if I want to give business? You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe the guy that made it doesn't want to be told.
I mean, all of the other ones he's made, he's disclosed, who did it. So I found it weird, but I'm like you said, hey, maybe this person doesn't want, the attention or whatever, and that's that's fine. But it was odd to me because his price point, I believe, was like $1,000. Yes. And the mesh pair is at least $500. Let's average it out. If you average it out, the highest price to the lowest price, maybe $550 a pair. So you're gonna do a full recon on a $550 shoe and only make like $400 minus materials. It sounds odd to me, but I can't say he didn't, get it made. I don't know, but mines were painted, so. That's what it is. Like all mine were hand painted by me, nobody else. I don't have a team. It's just me, and that's how I did it. But yeah, I don't really do like large runs of stuff, 5, maybe 10 pair. If I'm gonna do something, like if there's something that people really like I did those. I don't talk about too much. I did those ones for PR. I'm not even gonna say what they are because I'm not trying to get sued. But I did some red suede ones for PR that was of a brand that sues a lot of people. And those went viral. I think I did like 15 pair and I got tired of doing it and I stopped, I guess, in the nick of time. But other than that, there's not too many pair that people want. Like they all want that custom experience. They want, a sports team or, a character or, whatever, something like that.
Those Deadpool ones you did were fucking insane. Those shits were dope.
Oh yeah.
Would you get mad if you made a dope custom and then found out that they was on the UA site?
I mean, it would suck, but at least I know I inspired. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I think that would be a fucking huge compliment.
There's not much you can do, right?
In a way, yeah, maybe, but it kind of sucks because when I look at it, I'm like, damn, like, and no offense to Word, but if Word makes a dope ass custom, right, it's gonna run me what, like maybe like $300, $400, $500, but then across the water, they're gonna recreate the custom, mass producing it, and they're gonna put it at 130, 140. I mean, and that's what I was talking about on my stream the other day. I was like, it sucks because in a way you're respecting the art because you like the shoe so much that you like, yo, that shit's fire, I'm gonna cop it. Right. But then you're given two opportunities where it's like, well, this person is making it for $400 or $500 and over here is 130. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what? I was gonna hop in, but I didn't have time. That day you showed that IG page with all them custom or the concepts.
It was a dude on IG and his shit got jacked. He actually hit me up. He's a young kid and he said his shit's been jacked a few times.
But we need to. This is what I wanted you to. I was gonna say check the date on that shit because those Chicago Travis ones.
That's the first thing I did. I was really focusing on the low strawberry coughs, and not for nothing. When I seen the date when he posted it, I was like, damn, that's around the time that I was seeing them across the water. So it's kind of hard to tell who did it first.
Yo, I showed you those low top strawberry coughs a long time ago, bro.
That's what I'm saying. His shit was posted probably March of last year. And I asked him, I had like a conversation with him. He said, yeah, he's just a young kid in like high school and stuff like that. And that he's put out a few designs that have been jacked. So he kind of holds some of the designs back because, he didn't want the shits to get jacked. And I'm like, damn, that's kind of weird. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like,
Nike
that's what the Asian people do, bro. They take your shit and they copy your shit, man. Like
Nike Nike design. They took the design from from
FCC, FCDC,
Yeah.
yeah. They stole his design for a pair of 6s or something like that.
Yeah. Word did a custom on my Concord lows. I had her matte black them out, and then on the patent leather part, I had her put rhinestones. So in the light, it sparkles, and it looks like the 11s that
Stingray 11.
that Nike dropped like 2 years after she did those for me. She did she painted on my
and
11
Easter joints, the green joints.
Yes. Yeah, she painted my 11 lows green, and then like 3 years later, Nike dropped the Easter joints, and they're green. So Nike be out here too, and then they pick designs from certain customizers, and then they run with it themselves. So what's the difference?
Yeah,
they get mad about it later.
I'm affiliated with the guy that did the Louis Vuitton off-white ones first.
Oh no shit!
He did them first thing and like sent the pair to Virgil. So imagine what he feels like. Because
them shits are getting made all the time, bro.
So
Louis Vuitton
in so many different colorways. So
that's insane.
I can feel the pain from all sides though, because I see a need in the market where Nike has gotten to the point where they're just like, we're making 10,000 pairs, a week or whatever the lid is that they're producing at this point. So there's this big gap where it opens up for people to say like, hey, we have either leftover stock of this or whatever it is. Let's get it to a company that can de-sole a bunch of them and do a members only collaboration with an artist and produce, 300, 400, 500, 600 pairs where they're customs because the group had like collectively, bought and built a pair off of an authentic, lower. But in the end, you're left with something that's super minimal, and there's this big distance between whether Nike even cares about it or not. I think people like Warren Lotus had broken that lid where they're kind of comfortable with it. Like, all right,
I think that they only care when you reach a certain level of sales.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, of course.
That's when they start being like, nah.
Right.
But Jason, I was going to ask you, when you do your work, are you more like you paint on the shoe, or do you do stuff where you just rip the whole top off and then remake something?
I've done everything. I've been doing sole swaps on like Jordan 3s for 10, 12, 13 years or so at this point. So before that, even practicing and doing midsole paints and color matching, I've spent a lot of time in some super high-end studios doing restorations. So I've done this for a long time, and I've been able to see all different types of work. And I've seen a lot of the guys that are like the top dudes that were doing it a long time ago, and their business has just transformed into, different ownerships in and out, doing large projects that.
Yo, so I had a question, and we've had this question, and we were trying to get it answered a long time ago. A while back, Shoe Surgeon released a full-size run of, I want to say it was some kind of a customized Dior Jordan 1. And the turnaround time was super short. And it looked like he would have had to, the way that it was done, if I remember right, if Betos is in here, he could like correct me, or somebody else from back then. It looked like he really would have had to rebuild the whole goddamn shoe. Full-size run within a number of maybe a couple months or something. Like, how long does it normally take to rebuild a sneaker from the ground up? Because we were trying to correlate the time frame with a full-size run size like 6 to 13, 14.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you got to think what access he has. He probably has large access to a lot of land in certain areas that have a lot of machinery that can produce that kind of work that fast. I mean, I've seen large runs to go out that are 300 to 500 pairs that are authentic, soles that we had to pull for them and then get them made in that turnaround time.
Okay, so it's possible then.
Yeah.
As long as you got to have the shit, you got to have all that gear.
Yeah, I mean, think about it though. Like, if you get somebody good, I mean, I've sat down and I've pulled, 80 to 100 soles Air Jordan 1s myself. Like, pairs, not just singles, pairs. So, you know, there's like methods to all this kind of stuff. There's chemistry, there's, you know, country of origin, the restrictions they have on adhesives for the shoes. Like there's a lot of information that comes behind this whole thing. So, and there's methods to everything. Everything can be done faster. There's efficiencies that can get cut down. And even here in the States right now, I think Garrickson's pretty much pioneering and paving the way for it. It's a great place that's kind of making that gap between manufacturing at high numbers all the way down to these like really small special projects, and it's going to get to that point where these things that you're talking about as being UAs are going to start making that line even grayer, because you have companies like Nike and Jordan contracting companies like Garrickson to do projects for them as well. So
yeah,
you know, we are authentic to a certain extent. There's licensing that they allow us to get, you know, access to and work with on certain projects.
I think the line is already pretty much as blurry as it's only going to get worse, but it's already blurry as hell.
It'll get way blurry
at this point. The only thing that makes a shoe authentic is that Nike gave permission for it to be made.
You got it from a retailer. That's it.
Yeah, that's the only thing at this point. Like these shoes are coming out the same fucking way. You know what I mean? Like minor differences that just come with the creation of a shoe are going to exist, but like as far as customs being made on a mass scale, like what Warren Lotus was doing, like before we actually got confirmation that he did go to China somewhere and had all his shoes made in a factory, we were trying to speculate on, bro, you're making how many thousands, tens of thousands of pairs, tens of thousands.
You know, it's a funny thing with that we focus in on Warren Lotus, but you know that it wasn't even Warren Lotus, right? This Warren Lotus went through a company, and the company did it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's not even Warren. It's not like Warren is hitting up the Asians over there or hitting up the factories over there. It's not like Warren is taking a flight over there, walking through the factory saying, yo, I want to get the shoe made. Warren is just delegating the work to someone else.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what do you mean?
They're going across the water.
Oh, you're saying he's not the one going and doing
he's not even the main guy. He got sued. Yeah, that's cool, but
because it's all under his name.
Everybody forgot that the other company that gave him the stuff got sued as well.
But
The same thing with Little Nas X. Little Nas X is not getting sued. The company that created the shoe is getting sued.
But Warren Lotus said that on the video that I had in one of my videos that he has inspected different factories, and there's high grade factories, and then there's a little hole in the wall factories, and he'd rather go to the hole in the wall factory.
Why delegate the work then? Why not just do it yourself? And if you really think about it, Warren doesn't need anybody. He doesn't even need a team or nothing. He can make that.
He could.
He
supposedly
could fight himself. He could walk the factory himself. He could put the order himself, and he could make all that money himself. You don't need staff for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why?
Wait a minute. Are you saying that he didn't use a factory?
He didn't. He's not the one that did it.
Okay, you're saying he specifically.
You're saying he hired people to hit the factory to get everything done. He's just the face of it.
Listen, that's like me saying, yo, Troll, like I really want to get this shoe made. Yo, you think you could talk to the people over there for me? And you'd be like, all right, no doubt. And then you come back and you say, yo, they're gonna do all the work for you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. And worst case scenario, I'll be right here in the middle to help you. Cool. And then when I get sued, yo ass gets sued too.
Yeah, but that's still you. If you pay a hitman to kill somebody, that's you. You know, that's you.
And the hitman.
And the hitman too. Yeah.
It's you and the hitman. Especially if the hitman is not undercover. You know, if me and the hitman get caught, bro, we both getting in trouble. But not for nothing. And I don't know the specifics of it, but that's why in Warren's case there was an additional company that got sued, because technically Warren delegated the work to that company, and that company went and figured out a way to get it done.
Then why is he on record talking about how he would rather use this factory over that factory? Like he's got to know. He's not just hired somebody to.
He was saying that the uppers and shit was from like Italy, bro. And we've got people in our chat that have that shoe, bro, and they'll show you and they'll be like, bro, this is not Italian leather. The leather might be nice, but
he was definitely saying it was premium Italian material.
He was like, oh, the leathers are from Italy and this and that. And I'm like, so you really just are bringing in a bunch of leather from Italy into Asia, because you're not bringing it to United States. So you're
trying to figure out what that. I'm trying to figure out still what that even
means. They're putting it on your shoes. Okay.
What's the difference between a cow from China and a cow from Italy?
A lot.
One speaks
lot.
Asian and one speaks
Yeah.
Italian. Bro.
Is it what they feed them? Is it what they do to them? Like, is it like Wagyu beef? They really be pampering cows
So-
in Italy?
Yeah,
Oh no,
dude.
no!
Jason was
Wagyu
the expert on that.
beef is serious, bro.
I know Wagyu beef. I've had it. That shit is
Oh.
bomb.
Yeah, yeah.
It's different.
It tastes kind of
People
weird.
take leather very, very seriously. Very
Yeah.
seriously.
Right.
That's crazy, man.
Like Psy or FBCC, he's definitely one about materials because he tells you all the time. He tells you Nike is giving you trash. He uses premium materials, and he doesn't charge like for his shoe to be created by him. He doesn't charge like a crazy price, in my opinion. And Nike does give us glue stains and all this, and I guess because the price is right, we deal with it. It is what it is. I mean, it's very like for me the main thing is like just the people who will accept glue stains and upside down checks and missing patches of shit from Nike.
That shit crazy.
But if I miss a crevice with paint, now my whole business is
Right.
fire. Like, and I'm a one person. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
the
because they
things
are
we tolerate.
so religiously committed to Nike. Like, they can do no wrong, even when they do everything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. Will they have out those
They're
biohacks with the
basically a
upside down
basketball-
fucking tag? Oh my god.
They're basically basketball wives. They're committed to the basketball player. Meanwhile, the
Yeah,
basketball
man.
player is slutting around.
But Saya even spoke about how even like Balenciaga and them, the materials that they're using on their stuff isn't even that great, and they're charging people $800 for a pair of shoes. Now I've had a pair of Saya's VV1s in hand, and that leather is ridiculous. It's insane, and he's giving you a shoe half the price of what Balenciaga and them would give you.
Shit.
A lot of times you're paying for the name, in all honesty.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're paying for the name.
or the brand or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not necessarily even paying for the shoe.
Right.
Because they be putting out some bogus ass shoes for them high brands.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
crazy for someone to go around and be cherry picking whether or not somebody's wearing a UA, and you pay $800 for a shoe that got shit leather. Like, make it make sense.
It doesn't.
$800 for a sock and a sole. Because
Right.
what were they? The speed
That
version
shit's
or whatever?
crazy. The
That
sock and the sole with the little
epidemic.
feet. thing. I'm like, bro, fuck out
That
of here. Bro.
epidemic. I was like, bro.
Bro, they got some feet over there that make your foot look like
And
goddamn bionic feet and
Originally,
shit.
when I seen that used to be the shit they used to find in Ross for just
Right.
have like water shoes and shit.
Right.
They took the water shoes. They took the water shoes and they put a heel on that motherfucker, bruh. And that shit's like $1,000+. And I'm like, you got me fucked up. Them shits is in Ross, bruh. $29.99. Fuck out of here.
But
Bro.
it's crazy what the consumer will spend their money on for a name, yet you worried about if somebody has on a UA shoe. Like,
Because they're paying for the illusion of respect. That's what they're doing. They're paying the extra because, oh, I got it from Nike, and Nike is the holier than thou company that, if I'm wearing a Nike shoe that came from Nike, like I deserve it. I want your respect. I want your admiration. I want
Well,
it.
you still see it as not being a status symbol of no
Fuck no.
way.
Not Nikes. Hell
To
no.
me- To me, that's what I think and respectfully, I think that's what the authentic side has a problem with. That they're spending money to stunt and look good, and you cheat. You know what I'm saying? You get it for much lower, and you stunting.
Yeah.
But I paid mad bread for mine, and you didn't even pay mad bread. So how are we supposed to get the same type of compliments?
That just makes them the idiot who's paid more for something.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I've always said a status symbol is something
think-
that reflection of how much money it costs, because you have to have your financial status to obtain. Like a Rolex comes out of the gate, thousands of dollars. You have to be of a certain financial status.
But
to acquire that item.
imagine if Rolexes were selling out.
They still started at an amount that's
Imagine
like
Rolexes are selling out, and now they have an increased value. And I purchased that. To me, that's a status. I got a status. Look, I could spend $500 on a shoe. I could spend $1,018 on some Satan shoes because I got it. I got the money.
yeah, but the shoe's only $100 and $200. It doesn't matter. You can cover it with you can cover the shit with gold sprinkles and flakes. At the end of the day, it's still a fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have to do that. You chose to let somebody take that extra money from you. That doesn't give the actual product is still $170 Jordan 1. When you strip it all down, just because I sold it to you for more, everybody knows that shoe is $170. But somehow this culture has made the fucking resale price the real price almost in people's heads.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy to me.
So my question is, because I was watching the midsole, and I believe they were talking about it, and Polo said he'd rather pay like $1,000 for a shoe and know it's authentic than have a UA, right? So, you know, we all have a love, like we all say we have a love of sneakers, we love the game, you know, we're in it because we love sneakers, we love the silhouettes, we love the stories. So if this is in fact is the case, if I love this shoe because I like the way it looks, or I like the shape or color, why do I need to pay X amount for it to be, you know, an authentic when I just love the shoe? So if I love the shoe because it's black and white and it has its toe box, if the UA version has that too, I want the shoe because I want to rock it how it looks. I don't want the shoe because it's worth $500. That's, to me, that's not loving the game. And I'm not saying I'm knocking anybody. Like, if you have it to spend, you know, so be it. Do what you want. I hope nobody's buying the shoe for $500 and can't pay their rent. I hope that's not where we're at. But, you know, if you have it and you can spend it, so be it. But why are you to judge me if I'm in a different financial circumstance and I have to buy a UA because I really love the shoe, but I can't pay $1,000 for it? That's kind of where I don't like it. Like, I don't knock anybody for doing what you want. Just don't lie to people and tell them it's real and it's not. You know, like if you're going to sell it. Like, now, if you have it on your feet and you never plan to sell it, you don't have to answer to anybody about anything. Like, I tell you, go fuck yourself. It doesn't matter if my shoe is authentic or not. I like this shoe. I'm wearing it. That's it.
Hold on right there.
But
I disagree. There are pairs that are status symbols, and that is true no matter what anyone says. See, this is the problem right here. Some people have been so conditioned to this aftermarket mentality. Right. They cannot let go of it. The only shoe that I've seen in recent years that's a status symbol to me is that Dior, because it came out at what, $1,200.
Right.
That is the base price. No matter what it goes on to become.
No, it's 2,000, I think.
2,000?
Yeah, that was 2,000. The Dior.
That's a status symbol. But any other Jordan 1 that comes out at like 170, 200, that ain't. How can that be a status symbol, man? That is all in your. That is all in your head.
If it has the hype that people want it and it's not available, that's where the price goes up. It may have started low, but it wasn't going to stay there because Nike's not making enough for everybody.
Right.
If Nike was making enough for everybody, then that would be something different, because there's like, why should I have to pay someone $500? There's pairs available. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an abundance of pairs. But Nike clearly is not making enough sneakers. They know that the market's getting bigger. There's more sneakerheads. There's more people that want the product, but they're not upping the amount that they're making. They're still keeping those numbers low.
But even if they made enough for everyone to get a pair, everyone still won't get a pair because you got the resale.
Right.
Just because something is rare doesn't mean it's a status symbol to me.
That's true.
Just because something is rare, that was mass produced, or that can be mass produced, you know what I mean? If you're talking about, like, I've always made this comparison too, like a actual piece of art from Leonardo da Vinci, you know what I mean? That's something that is like a one of one. Like, you will never find that again. Like, that is something that I believe can be considered a status symbol if the artist has elevated himself to a certain status, and he only made one or two of those things.
Right. But
a Nike shoe that they just keep pumping out with different colors and shitty materials, and it's you know what I mean? Like, I don't see how people can grip onto that concept of it being a status symbol just because some asshole is reselling it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy.
What Supreme said, and that's what I said. What Supreme Bug said about the pre-order system. Because I said that, I was like, how would people feel? Like I said, if we love sneakers, if Nike said, okay, June 1st, the Pollen 1s are coming out. So right now, May 1st to May 5th, anybody who wants a pair, pre-order, and on June 1st, you'll get your pair. Now, whether this be 60 million pair or 100 million pair, everybody who pays for it during that pre-order gets a pair. Would people still feel the same about the sneaker? Or now because it's so mass produced, do we not want it anymore?
That's the scary thing.
It wouldn't even necessarily be mass produced though. Like if people put in a pre-order, you know, if they say, yo, 3 months out, you know, we're gonna release a Jordan 3 months from now. You know, you've been a Nike member or whatever the case may be. Would you like a pair? You know, do you plan on copying this shoe? You can put a pre-order in right now. Bang, put your pre-order in, get your shoe. You know what I'm saying? I think even with that, you still allow a market for resale. It's just not through the roof. And the people that want the shoe can get it and move on. You know what I'm saying? The people that do, because think about it, like, I don't know why Nike doesn't see that, bro, like, there's shoes where they release, you're releasing at, you know, whatever the, like, let's say a Jordan 1, 170, 180. And immediately the market is $300-$400. So why would Nike not want to take advantage of that? You know what I'm saying? Why let this other person make the money when you could make the money yourself?
I'm telling you, some executive up there at Nike about 5-6 years ago, when retros would sit, was saying, "Yo, this model's not working. We got to change something.
We got to make it more limited.
We gotta find a way to close this profit margin gap because we got shoes sitting." You know what I mean?
Or create hype. And to me, that's where sometimes the status symbol comes from. It's not necessarily the worth of the product, but it's how you are presenting the product to people that are watching. And a lot of times they be slapping them Jordans on rappers and artists and all that type of stuff. And you might have people that buy into that. You know, my favorite rapper, shit, he's wearing Jordan 1s. He's wearing this Jordan 1. Holy shit. You know what? Like,
but a lot of them,
when I look in the video, can I get the car? The car's a Maybach. I can't get the car. Can I get the house? The house is fucking something $1 million. I can't get the house. Can I get the jewelry? The jewelry is 70, 80,000. I can't get the jewelry. Well, what's next? Well, I could get them shoes. They're only $400. They're only $300. Like, and now I'm stunting like Quavo. I'm stunting like this rapper. I'm stunting like that rapper. And it's like,
well, why is it something that goes on your feet have to be a status symbol? Like, I don't like even when it comes to the Dior, why is that even a status symbol? Because it was a $2,000 shoe. At the end of the day, you strip off the Dior, it's a Jordan 1, another colorway of a Jordan 1. Without the Dior, it's another $190 or $170.
That's true. But the company who created it put it at that price, just like Rolexes, I'm sure, don't cost nowhere near the price that they're charging to make it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why status symbols to me are just like, if you got to have some money behind you to cop this unnecessary product. You know what I mean? Like, even though if you strip it down,
that's another thing that coincides with the sneaker culture, though. Like, everybody always want to be fly and have something that somebody else don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I go to a sneaker event, like, I don't want to have on the same sneakers as somebody else. I've religiously, for sneaker events, have worn Nike IDs just so that it's a guarantee that I get my look. I don't have to share my look with you. If we got the same shoes, now fuck that. I got a different pair of shoes, I'm going to get stopped. Yo, those are nice. What are those? I don't want to have to share my shit with you. To me, that's
why I wear customs.
Exactly.
But that's also the beauty of there being so many different Jordans, though. Like, there's hundreds.
But even with so many different Jordans, there's going to be.
But it doesn't matter. Whatever the one comes out, the last Dallas Sneaker Con, if everybody didn't have on the Travis 1s, I was going to lose my mind. I literally sold the Travis 1s. I sold my Travis 1s because everybody in Dallas Sneaker Con had them on.
She was tired of anymore. I
was like, I'm not gonna wear them.
Like,
yo, I've always looked at sneaker events like a prom of sorts, right? You want to bring out your flyest shit, bruh. Okay, you might have had some fly shit on ice for the longest. I'm busting them hoes out today. Okay, I'm going to the sneaker event. Everybody gonna be there. I'm gonna bust out some fly shit. The problem is that you've got two types of people. You got the people that are thinking like you, and then you got the other people that don't give a fuck and just show up in slides. Okay. Right. Motherfuckers want to be fly, you know what I mean? And that's the status part. It's not so far-fetched of a level. It's just when I go to an event, bro, I want to be the flyest motherfucker in there, you know what I mean? On feet, because nothing else matters.
But why does being different
fit is cool and all, but everybody's looking at the feet. What he got on? What he
Yeah, but you said you're going up there with Nike IDs.
Exactly.
But yeah, they've never seen it before.
Bro,
They're gonna be like, "Oh, what is it?"
I say undefeated at sneaker cons, bruh. I've never been in any sneaker con where I have the same sneakers as someone else.
That's
Never.
cool though. That's cool.
That is
I'm just
cool.
saying,
That's the
I'm just
status
saying,
part,
what does
though.
that got to do with you having status though? You wearing Nike IDs. You're just different. Why didn't you just say I want to be different?
The
It's the
status
best.
is everybody
Being
saying,
different
yo,
is the status.
Look.
Being different is the status now.
Yeah, of
Retention
course.
should be the
God,
status
like-
too. Retention.
Go
Yeah,
start wearing all black Air Forces.
Like
then.
if you right, but even if
Blame
somebody
for me.
like at like a sneaker event, you could bust out something that's not that popular, that's old, that people haven't seen, and they'll be like, oh, like you could bring out some Air Raids that are just like old, like it's having something different, because what are you gonna see? You're gonna see a table full of Yeezys. You're gonna see the latest Travis 6, 1, 4, whatever. You're gonna see an Off-White. You're gonna see the typical hype stuff. Of course, someone who thinks they're being different, they're gonna bust out a Nike Yeezy. But there's a few of them going around now, right? So these are the things you're gonna say. But at freaking
Okay,
Dallas
but look,
SneakerCon,
let's use
I wore
this.
my custom LA to Chicago's. I could barely walk through the place without stopping, and it was crazy to me. I wear the sneakers just so I don't see anybody with what I have on. But I literally was getting stopped, asked to take pictures because Complex had at the time posted my shoe. So
Okay,
it
but
was
when
like
you
a
did that,
madhouse.
did anybody say, "Damn, you got money"? Look at them custom.
They're not gonna say
no,
that.
no,
Like, oh,
I'm just saying.
they might think it. They might think it. They might like be like, damn, like I wonder if he
Right.
spent the.
Now a couple of people, there were a couple of kids who was like, "Yo," they're like, "Yo, those are the shoes that was on Complex," and I was like, "Yeah, they are."
Right, and that's the
And that's
difference.
all I
Like
said, but-
it's like you were famous enough to get posted on Complex, and I think because of the sneaker shows and everybody looking the same, and how Zaya wants to look different, how Word wants to look different, I think that's where the recons and the customs come into play. And people are turning to these avenues because they want to be different, because everybody out here is looking the same. Like when I go to the sneaker shows myself, I wear a custom that Word did for me. Like I think I wore a pair. I found a pair of white metallic 5s for like $25. Somebody was dumping their collection, and she went with like a undefeated like green color and orange. Like they literally looked like Michelangelo 5s. Everybody was stopping me, taking pictures of my feet, because they were like, "Yo, I've never seen those before ever in my life." Yeah, because they're custom and I'm the only one wearing them.
Danny,
So are we talking?
Danny, keep it 100. It's a good feeling, right?
Yeah, it is.
So are we
Have
talking?
you ever been to a sneaker event?
Hell no.
That's the problem, bro.
Oh, see, Troll, you gotta go to
Me
the
either.
You ain't even been in the belly of the beast, bro, to know what we talking about. It's a good feeling.
I mean, I know what it's like to walk around with some UA stuff, and people are like, "Oh, yeah, well, that's fire," you know. Like,
Remember when you was in the casino that homie stopped you?
yeah.
Imagine that times 100. Bruh, come on, bro.
Feeling.
I can't be the only one that like this shit, man.
No,
It's
you're
attention,
not.
bro. You know, someone's
Yeah,
showing
but are you
love,
talking about social status? Right now, you're talking about social
100,
status.
100, yeah.
It could be about money. It could be about social. It could be anything. It's like I literally had a pair of $25 shoes. I gave this girl $25 for these shoes,
And was breaking fucking
necks,
necks.
and it was breaking neck. Everybody was taking pictures of my shoes.
Okay.
In your mind, you
It's a
like,
good feeling
damn,
of
I'm really
being
breaking necks with these
complimented.
$25 shoes. But somebody else may be like, damn, that custom look crazy. That custom must have cost her a grip. Man, she got it. No, you, bro, it happens, man. It happens.
Okay. I'm gonna say I cannot subscribe to like somebody who's telling me, because usually the argument is, yo, you're buying UAs because you want to achieve some kind of status. I'm like, nah, bro, the shoe's fire and I want it. I can't get it, and I'm not paying an asshole
Right.
$1,500 for it.
Right.
That don't mean that I'm walking around,
Because that's not the
money
view-
just flying
that's
out
not the
behind
view of
me.
most people, so it's hard for them
Yeah.
to understand.
And for Troll, it's sort of a alternate part to you. So you're copying because you didn't have the opportunity, which is a fault of the brand. Some
Right.
other people are copying because they still want that status. They just don't want to pay $1,000 for the sneaker. I
Right.
still want to get that love, that recognition. I still want people to stop and or from afar say, damn, look what he got on. I still want that love. I either don't want to pay $1,000 or that crazy price, or I can't afford to pay that price. But I can't afford to go across the water but for you, it's different. Yours is more so based on the brand. The brand hasn't provided enough for you to be able to hit for retail. and you don't want to give your money to somebody else. You rather just say,
in all fairness, though, it sucks because we'll never really know that because resellers are eating up all our fucking pairs, man.
This is true.
We won't even know the true chances we have because they getting all the shoes. You know what I mean? So what if they are putting out enough? Like, what if I could hit more? Like I've been saying that. What if I hit 1 out of 3 instead of 1 out of 30? You know, like we'll never know that. That's the sucky part. It's like one day if we just had no resell, nobody try to resellers get your one pair and leave it alone and see what happens. You know what I mean? Imagine.
And I'll be right back. There's a lot of sites that focus on giving numbers, but it's never like an official Nike site. It's always like some Instagram page. Oh, there's going to be 36,000 pairs. And I'm like, who do you know that told you that?
And
everybody swears they know somebody.
CEO of Nike.
Everybody swears, but it's like it takes me back to the camp out days when you would get to the camp out. You'd be like, yo, anybody know how many pairs is in the store? And you always got that one dude like, yo, there's 14 pairs. And then when the shit fucking opens up, there's like 30 pairs, 40 pairs. And you're looking for the dude for the 14. Like, yo, bro, I thought you said it was 14 pairs. Oh, well, you know.
Right. Well, you know, my thing,
you didn't know.
My big thing with the releases like that, right? The store knows exactly, like, so back in the days when we could wait in line, right?
Yeah.
A store knows exactly how many pair they had, no matter the size, right? So if the store has 30 pair and there's 60 people in line,
you would think you would tell the people outside,
why
like,
don't
bro,
you go out there and say, hey, right,
30, that's
right.
it. The rest of y'all go home. Like, you're
30,
not getting a pair.
Because they're salesmen.
And like, if
they're
you want to wait around and get
salesmen.
somebody,
Go home.
Yo, 100 people outside looks way better than anything cutting this shit down. You let them all stack.
But you know
up
what?
out
Yo,
there.
Jason, technically that's a status. You want your store to look better than other stores
100%.
By saying, look at the crazy line that's outside.
Yeah,
you know that Dunk Exchange used to do that back in the day? They used to purposely, if the show started at 12, they wouldn't even let you in till 12:45 so that the line could form outside and then they could post on social media, yo, line's crazy out here. Get down here quick. And it's like, no, the line's not crazy. The motherfuckers just ain't let us in yet.
Right.
Well, maybe that's what happened in Dallas because we was outside in the sun for that long. But I mean, like, even if there's 30 pair and there's 100 people in line, those other people are not gonna leave necessarily. Maybe you'll lose 15, but everyone else is gonna hang around. So they're like, yo, bro, you selling. So they're not gonna leave regardless. But you would like to know if I'm number 32 and I'm just waiting there 2 hours and you're like, oh, we only had 30 pair. Bitch, you knew that shit. I got other shit to do. I could have been in another store. Like, don't do that. Don't.
Now you might be going for the size 8. Maybe there's no size 8s ahead of you.
But at the end of the day, they're salesmen. So even if they only got 30 pairs, 30 people get those shoes, those other, let's say 30 people that's standing in line, out of those 30 people, they may get 15 more people that go in there and buy some bullshit off the shelf. Yeah. They're salesmen.
Well, I won't be one of those 15. Take your bullshit and shove it up.
Well, here's an example. So the Bad Bunny Adidas released today, right? I called 2 stores in San Francisco. I say, hey, are you guys getting them? Are they first come, first served? What do I have to do to get these shoes, right? All by myself, I go out to this boutique. And they told me on the phone, we're not allowing people to camp out, obviously, because we're still in a pandemic, right? I pull up a couple hours early. I'm just going to sit in my car, chill on my iPad, do whatever I got to do because I want this shoe. I pull up and they have like 150 people standing in line. And I'm like, wait a minute.
No way.
And then so I go to the other one. I'm like, okay, maybe the other one, didn't let people camp out or stand in line.
Resellers, man.
And I was just like, forget it. I'm going home. Like,
because at that point, they got to tell anybody. They got to tell anybody that calls. Yeah, we can't have people waiting. It's the same thing. Yeah. We went to the Tiana Taylor and Fab Ewing release, and we get there, early enough, and there's like a couple people, but they're like, no waiting in line, and it lasts for all of 10 minutes. Then people get in line. And, I don't know how many pair they had, but we were there what seemed to be all day. And as soon as we get to the front, because the whole time we were in line, we're watching people pull up in Benzes and just go straight in and come back out with 4 bags. Mind you, it's supposed to be 1 pair per person.
What?
We get right to the front of the line.
Oh,
and
that
they're
shit
like,
happens all the time.
They're like, that's it. That's it.
That's the bullshit behind it.
And nobody got their ass beat?
Last minute, 12 dudes, they all walk in ahead of the whole line. Nah. Happens all the time.
It was ridiculous. I ended up getting my shoe because I ripped Packer a new one. The guy who's in charge of Packer
hit me personally.
and I got my shoe. Because I when I say I obliterated them on social media, I went all the way off.
Wow.
When was that? Was it for a 700?
What'd you say? When was that?
Yeah, were you waiting for a 700 V1?
No, I was.
It was the Ewan.
It was the Ewan, Tayana, and Fab.
Yeah,
that happened to me in Packer too. These dudes rolled up and were like, fuck all y'all. We getting ahead of everybody. And we were like,
Packer backdoors
been sitting here for 4 hours, dude. This is the last time I
Nobody checked these people? Like,
nah.
No.
The stores don't get involved, bro.
Security.
No, the people in the line.
Because what?
No,
the security that they outsourced the security team, and apparently it was the security team who were letting their people in because the owner Packer probably got other shit to do. So they had a security team running it, and they were letting their people in. So that's why the owner contacted Dani, like, I'm so sorry this happened, because they were also doing an online release. So they gave her the pair, and they even sent her the special lace locks that you were only supposed to get if you were at the event, because they knew it was bad. They basically fired the team. So basically, Dani snitched and got some people fired.
Good.
She got some people fired.
Fuck that, bro. That to me,
said, I'm telling.
Yeah, that shit ain't snitching, girl. Do you do what you got to do to get your sneaker?
And I don't care about the shoes at all, but I wanted these shoes.
Yeah, nah, fuck that, bro.
I remember, man, when the 360 Xbox came out, I camped out for that, bro. There was a people back then somehow set up watching eBay numbers, and there was a whole table. They had their own table. They were sitting around with laptops, just watching eBay. Man, I tell you, me and my boys just went up there and said, if any of you motherfuckers get this shit, if I don't get mine, you getting your ass beat. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it was. And guess what? At least 3 out of the 7 or 8 of them just stepped aside. You know what I'm saying? They just stepped aside, bro. Somebody got to check them in the line. That's how it's got to be.
But at the end of the day, as long as we keep supporting these stores who do these shady things to us, I mean, it's almost like on one hand we have no choice, especially with the boutiques, because it's like, hey, certain shoes only them or Nike are getting. But also imagine if we all just band together and say, look, you guys aren't doing your releases legit. We're not messing with you no more. We're not shopping with you no more. What would happen then? Because we keep allowing them to, give special privilege or backdoor or do this and the third. And my thing is, if you're going to do that as your store, it's your right. You're doing whatever you want to do with your shoes, but don't make it seem like you're running something like, oh, we're doing a raffle. Like, yeah, you're raffling off 3 pair because you've already promised the other 50 pair to people. Like,
I mean, is that really, I don't know. Is that really allowed though? Because what if there was a Nike representative there to like oversee the release? Wouldn't they have to abide by the?
Because I'm sure people tell.
It's not allowed.
That used to happen, bro, but that doesn't happen no more. Nike reps are not at those releases. Not like they used to be. They used
I'm saying though, because people are acting like it's okay because it's their store. They can do what they want to do with their product, but at the same time, aren't there rules they have to abide by? But that the brands isn't that a part of their contract for getting the sneakers?
Not for releasing them. For getting them, I understand. The only thing they have to follow is releasing on the day that they're told and releasing for that suggested retail. And that's what I was asking. Again, it's suggested retail. So, for instance, our skate shop over here, they'll tell you, well, the shoes are going to be $150. Well, the shoes are going to be $160, but it's like that's not even what the box price is. But that's what they charge them.
Okay, got you. Yeah. That's what I was wondering because
they put stipulations like Sneaker Room. Sneaker Room is probably one of the only boutiques who gets the DB collections because of their personal relationship with Nike. And he puts it like you're not going to just come and get the shoes. You have to buy apparel because the first year that they got the collab, everybody bought the shoes and it was stuck with all the apparel. So he's like, now, in order to get the shoes, you have to buy another item.
That's something else that our skate shop has done. You got to buy something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If you win the shoes, cool. Yeah. But just make sure you grab something else, a shirt, something, shorts.
Make it worth it for them.
For them. Yeah.
I don't mind the skate shops being loyal. I don't mind skate shops being loyal to the community because at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Like I remember talking to someone who owned a small store and, they were charging over box for the release. And he explained to me, he was like, for every retro I get, I got to take 10 pair of bullshit shoes that I'm not going to sell.
I've heard that before.
So, you know, they have to make their money back through these retros because, you know, you're not going to go in there and buy this Jumpman or this 6-ring, you know, that they're stuck with.
You know what's though is like with skate shops though, there's such a cultured like type of thing. Like there's kids and adults that go in there, have been going in there for years, not for any other reason than to get gear to skate in. So I can understand you hooking them up. But if you got a guy off to the side like salivating and is like, you know what, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna pretend to be a skater for about a year. I'm gonna make this dude my friend, and I'm gonna get in there and get the whatever Nike SB release I can. Like that's the stuff that I can't stand, bro. It's like different, you know what I mean? To have a kid that just goes to the store for the love of the store and someone who is going there with a motive.
I'll say this, Tro, and salutes to those kids that go for that. But my opinion, Nike didn't make a quick strike for no skater. A skater doesn't need a quick strike to do tricks and flips and all that type of shit.
That's true. That's true.
So when you make a quick strike, you're using the Nike SB, but you're gearing it towards me, the sneakerhead. You're not gearing it towards the skater. The skater doesn't need the. Let's put it this way: if Nike SB is catering to the skater brand, then why are SBs limited? They should be available for skaters that want to skate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do they need a quick strike for?
It should be like the days of East. It should be like the days of East Bay. If you're a skater, like you're a basketball player, you want to.
Yeah, 100. I should have hella shoes in here for you to come and get and use to go skate.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, I have seen a lot of videos of people that skateboard like daily talking about how trash those chunkies are to skate in.
Right.
I'm just gonna tell you.
Skaters for years have been saying that Nike SBs in general are trash to skate in.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And have you ever seen what a skater does to a shoe?
I think
that shoe be looking hella beat on one day, bro. One day it's got holes.
Shredded.
Have more pairs in the store? Should be able to skate diamond dunks or trash them whenever he wants. Definitely.
There should be more diamond dunks at the store for him to go get another pair. If Nike is so like this is for the skater, well then why it's not available?
I think they've dumbed down the SBs for the regular sneakerhead, which is why the shoe isn't as tough as it used to be for a skater to skate in. Because skaters they dog those shoes. They put those shoes through the ringer. And they can't do that now. Like it just doesn't hold up. Like Zaya said, in the day the shoe was trash. Because I know when I hit on those Travis dunks, I was like, and I got them in hand. I was like, what? Who wearing this? Like,
Travis?
Like the toe box was like paper mache. I was like, I feel like I'm about to walk too hard. My toe coming through.
Wasn't it supposed to be like that? Wasn't it supposed to peel off? Maybe that was the concept designed for skaters. So when they rip up the shoe, there's that piece underneath.
I don't know. It was terrible. I sold them. I couldn't do it.
I mean, most of them aren't quality.
Most of them are what?
I said most of them aren't that quality. Like those Safari dunks were trash. Like there's a lot of them I don't go after.
No, the materials have been known to not be the greatest. Even the leather we seem to praise, like if you take it to a leather specialist, they're gonna tell you this ain't good leather. You know, like it's just soft. all them steroids and whatever else they put in them shits. You know what I mean?
Saya did give numbers. He said that I think they only have to put like 10% or some. I forget what the number was for it's leather, and the rest of it can be just bullshit.
Damn, that's fucked up, bro. You telling me the goddamn leather on the shoes is only 10% real leather?
Yeah, it's like,
bro, that's a known fact.
10% UA leather?
Essentially,
it's called, what is that stuff called? The chemicals or the synthetics? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they take leather.
I've learned to apply to food too, though.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, it does. It does.
It's like
when you buy that good ass juice that on the front it clearly says only 10% natural juice.
Right.
Like, the fuck is the other 90% of this shit?
That's what these shoes are made of, man. That's why they're so cheap to make. Like real leather, like quality grade leather is gonna make the shoe cost double, maybe triple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and understand, like, there's certain cuts to a side of a cow that you can't use on footwear either. So to make it so that everything is usable and every square inch is used, they'll take all their cutoffs and turn it into like a pulp and mix that with a bunch of vinyls and like press that out to a long sheet.
Oh, mixing it with oregano and
yeah. A bunch of other fillers and everything else.
flour.
You got me looking at my shoes different now. I'm like,
no, that's what all Air Forces.
You only a
all Air Forces
10% real bitch.
We ain't getting that cow that was fed the organic diet. We getting the cow.
Yeah.
That was
we getting the sloppy cow that was out in the field. Nobody gave a fuck. It was eating the grass that had shit in it.
Bro, I tell you, when I was like 17 or something, I think I was in high school, and I wanted, after the Samuel L. Jackson version of Shaft came out, I was like, I want a leather jacket like Shaft. You know what I mean? And my folks got it. That thing cost like $600, bro, for that coat.
Yeah.
And then you smell it and you feel it. That's
yeah.
On our feet.
No, that's not the same smell, man.
It's not.
It's not, bro.
They giving us UAs. They authorizing them.
All their shoes are UAs. Like, what do you mean?
At the end of the day, most of us don't know what premium materials really are. So it's very comical when people are saying like, "Oh, is it shattered backboard quality? Is it premium?" Like, we probably never really experienced like that premium Italian leather or whatever it is that we talk about. So we just think anyone that's, a little bit better than the last bunch of crap we got is the best, and that's what we compare it to.
I know when I held that Saya's VV1, that Saya VV1 leather was shit on the shattered backboard all day.
Yeah.
All day. That shattered backboard standing next to the VV1 feels like my royal toes, and my royal toes in GS feel like plastic.
Oh yeah, I got a retail royal. Yeah, I was like, man, this is kind of like you said, rough or hard, like hard. I mean, leather's supposed to be hard, but not like this. This is like, yeah, you're right, plastic. That's what it feels like. It feels like
it's weird. This conversation really made me think a little differently now. Like, now I'm looking at like a situation like Word coming up with an idea and executing it on a shoe is probably 100 times more authentic than Nike releasing a shoe, because technically Nike's just putting an order into Asia. They didn't make the shoe. All they did was sketch it and say, "Oh, we'll send it over there to get made." Word is actually making it there. She's the one that's putting the hands on it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's much more authentic than even retail. Because retail, you're just getting a shoe that came from across the water, bro. You know what I mean?
Good. That's really
they came in an order. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? And you can.
Hold on. What'd you say, Jason?
I said that's what us customizers want you to think.
Oh,
no, like these people are actually touching the materials and putting shit together and stuff like that. And it's like you're giving that authentic praise to Nike, but Nike is just going to the same place where they got the UAs and just saying, "You see this shit right here? Give me 20,000."
Bro, I'm telling you, man.
Nobody from Nike sat there and actually worked on it.
Right.
Nike doesn't have its own factory,
and they're not even really changing it. Right, they're not even changing it around. Like, they're giving us, the one. They're flooding us with colorways, and it's just like, oh, put purple here instead of black, and do this here. Whereas,
it's
like,
really just the person at the computer,
the biggest change here.
Yeah, and they'll go, let's get the tumbled one. We'll get the plastic leather. We'll get the soft leather. We'll just choose which pick and choose which type of leather to use, and then they put out the contract like John Wick, and whoever's willing to make all them pairs for the lowest price gets the contract.
That's even worse. That it's not like Nike has loyalty to a factory. No, they just putting it. They're just saying, "Yo, we need 50,000 pairs. Who could do it cheap?"
Exactly, bro.
No. This guy's a little cheaper. Let's go with him,
bro. When I be saying this stuff, you know what they be telling me? Prove it. How do you know? No, your UAs are so much worse than mine. I'm like, bro, come on.
All you have to do is tell them to look in all their shoes over the years at the country of origin. Yeah. And you'll see that they follow cheap labor as the years go through to different countries of origin. And what's crazy is that the countries of origins, all their rules are all different as well. So like the glues being used, the construction of it, the materials that they have access to, all are different. So if you see shoes jump from Vietnam to China to Japan to Korea, wherever they could jump around to, you'll see all those inconsistencies all throughout the build of the shoe as well.
Exactly, man. Right. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, even the factories themselves in the same province of China will use slightly different stuff, bro. Like sometimes they'll have different glues. Like I've been telling people this, man. We need more Jason and Word.
That's funny. Did you hear about Nike that supposedly Nike made something $1 billion and ain't not once paid no fucking
the taxes? Yeah, like 4.1. And supposedly ain't pay federal taxes. If so,
that would make
people pay taxes, bro.
Nike said, "Eat a dick.
Taxes.
We're gonna get this money, and we're not paying no taxes. We're too turned up." Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we're gonna sue people. Maybe they're suing.
Yeah. But hey, I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
I'm about to sue your ass.
Yeah, they're suing people to pay their tax bill.
That's crazy. That's wild, man.
They're like, all right, this shit's stacking up, man. You didn't pay the taxes last year? That's okay. We'll let it ride. 3 more years.
We're Nike, goddamn it.
So what do you guys think about Nike possibly getting sued now?
Ooh.
By USPS.
I think that USPS is trolling. They're trolling right now.
The USPS needs it though.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they do.
Let Nike give them money.
Yeah, they
Just
need
give
that
them the
money.
You didn't see that? They made a
Get
USPS
my package on
dunk.
time.
Yeah,
With a
no,
USPS
just give them
box.
the money. Be like, here you go.
I'll
Like,
pull it
you
up.
Air
fucked up.
Force.
Here's-
Air Force.
Wait, but is
Oh,
it
Air Force, my bad.
It's
My
the
bad.
Air
I'll
Force?
pull it up for you guys right now.
It's an
You know, it's
airport.
funny because Nike SB is notorious for doing that. For doing the shoe without clearing it.
No, I said Air Force.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That like
He's saying
it's
Nike
not
SB is
totally
taking
out-
content.
it's not totally out of the realm to think that they would do that because Nike SB is notorious for doing that shit, bro. They'll get everything and they won't clear shit, and then they'll hit you with the we gotta pull them back. They're not gonna release, but it's like you already shipped them to fucking skate shops, bro.
Show the back.
Ice Cream Jones. They came out in a pink colorway, that like melty looking ice cream shit.
There it is.
Oh, the melting looking.
What is that? The priority mail sticker with Nike on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Get the
Lame.
fuck out of here, bro.
Lame.
But it's not.
Real shoe?
Hold on. Doesn't the box say USPS
Lame.
though? That it comes in? Or does it say
They don't
Nike
have a
Air?
picture of
I
the
don't
box.
know, but
Because if this is how it's gonna look, I don't see
somebody
how.
did create this. Like, how much time
Nike
did he
Air's
spend
upside
designing this?
down.
If this is it, I don't see how Nike could or how they could sue
Trash.
Nike for this.
That's their
Because
exact tagline.
You would have to-
Like, for
you
the-
would
It's just the color blocking. It's not.
You'd have to own the design of that sticker.
That's
If-
the
they-
USPS sticker.
yeah,
though.
if the USPS owns the design
gonna
of,
win.
of how that sticker
From
looks,
that
then
view-
they'll get it.
Yeah, because from that view, I can't even tell that that's a Nike product. Like, you can't really read the
Well-
words. It looks like just a USPS label.
It look like the priority sticker.
I'll
It
say
is.
this.
It's a priority sticker. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
It's the design of it, yeah, but it says. I mean, I guess that's kind of what they were doing with Warren Lotus, though. Like, he changed the swoosh a little
Right.
bit, so I guess they could go after them the same way. Whatever they did to get Warren Lotus to bow out.
Nike's hilarious, bro. They just went at someone else for this, and now they're doing it again.
Hey, let him
I
take the
think
heat.
Nike should pay him anyway.
That's funny, bro.
Well, you know the
But they haven't sold this yet, so just like Warren Lotus. Well, Warren Lotus actually took money. They
Right.
haven't sold this yet.
right.
Yeah.
So all they got to do is cancel it and case closed. You know.
That part.
All right. Is there any update with the little Nas X thing? Because I heard did he sell like all the pair have been shipped except for one
Except for one pair.
with the little Nas?
It was a
Because they were going to
600.
auction it or
pair.
raffle it.
Yeah, the
Right.
666 pair.
Yep.
We did work for Mischief.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the Birkenstocks.
On
Made out
on
of
those
Birkin bags.
Oh, on the Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, off topic, Jason. Do you find it hard to do a sole swap on two different sneakers? For instance, you got a
Not
Nike
really.
SB low,
I
you
can
got a
do any
Nike
swap,
SB
but there's
sole, but you
negative.
got a basketball upper.
Sure, yeah. So you're what we call is like a bite line, where the sole is covered on the upper. Anything below that is kind of like ground off to get a really good bond to the actual body of the leather. So when you have a basketball shoe that has an air pocket and also has EVA that comes up in a swoopy pattern down the side, and then you go to throw a very flat like cup sole on it, you're not going to cover all that bite line. So there are a lot of
would it just be easier to take materials from the basketball shoe and add it onto the versus doing a sole swap?
No, I what I actually have done multiple times is you actually perform the sole swap and then create the areas that have the ground out section to look like the upper, so you can sand them down, use fillers, and smooth them out, and then refinish to match on the uppers. It depends on how complex the issue. I actually have a project that I'm working on that I can't say too much about, but there's some pearlescents that are involved, so it's a little bit more of a complex match as well. You're not just dealing with like a color and a finish, you're dealing with a color, finish, and a pearl match as well. So yeah, it can get kind of difficult when you're doing a lot of like different shoes. Govern's a good guy to follow for that kind of stuff. I'm a huge fan of his. I've watched him start up and then get to the level he's at now. He does a lot of the golf, a lot of the 4D, a lot of the Flyknit uppers that are getting put on like Pegasus soles. So he does a lot of like Frankensteining.
Yo, you guys, I gotta get ready to go to work. I just had a quick question for Jason, real quick. And try not to be biased, right?
Sure.
How different? Honestly, have you seen UAs in hand recent at all? Like, have you anyone? How different really are those from the pairs that come from a Nike factory or a Nike contracted factory, in your opinion? Like percentage-wise, if you can just give like an idea.
Yeah, I'd say that they're probably about 35% difference.
35%?
Yeah. The linings they use, the products they use, when you compare them in hand, some of them are stiffer than others. They perform differently.
Okay.
Foams are gonna be different densities. You'll feel them. Like if you've been a fan
foams
of the
are
game long
different.
enough,
A different animal than UAs.
Yeah, you can wear old SBs like the Iron Highs and shoes like that. The ankle foam is really soft, and then as you go through the years, it firms up a lot more, and things change throughout the years as well. So just like Authentics, you have UAs that were built way back in the 90s and 80s as well that are still now kind of cool and relevant, that looked exactly like a Jordan 1, but they age differently.
Right.
There's a whole time period of UAs as well. So there's people that are
I know that as generations go on, they just, bro, I'm gonna tell you this, like I have a retail and UA of a couple of ones. To me, ones are simple. Let's ask that specifically. How different are ones in UA currently to retail pairs right now? Because foams
closer.
I was gonna say, because foams, stuff like that, or I don't even want to talk about how they try to make basketball shoes. That's not even worth it. You know what I mean? But Jordan retros in general. What's the percentage you think?
Yeah, it's got to be a lot smaller. Anything that's duplicated a lot more often is going to be a lot closer to the authentic than anything else.
Because that's the shit that most of us are trying to get from over there is dunks and Jordan retros. You know what I mean? Foams they're trying to get there with it, but there's not enough demand for foams to where they're trying to like really improve.
Yeah.
Like, who needs a UA foam? They should be sitting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's one of those times where you could say, "Oh, unless you're just trying to save some money." You know what I mean?
The only one buying foams.
Yeah. No, we got a couple people.
Foams. They're too hot. I can't. I mean, they're too hot. They're not.
There was definitely a huge foam wave when I was.
I know they're supposed to mold to your feet.
Foam wave.
Yeah. But all right, y'all, I got to take off. I wish I could, finish it out, but I'm taking off. Thank you guys for having me up here again. And I'll catch you next time. Let me know.
Appreciate
All
you.
right.
All right, y'all.
Sure. So I had another good question when it comes in the custom realm that I wonder about. I mean, I have my personal feelings, but I want to know. Start with Jason. How do you feel about customizers and recon artists as far as ones who do the physical work? Like me, I come up with an idea, I do it myself or whatever. As opposed to some of the people who are considered customizers but don't do any of the physical work or just really make concept artists is what I call them. Like if you're doing a Photoshop image and you're not making it, I consider you a concept artist. You're an artist, but you're not a customizer. So what do you guys think about those type of people?
Yeah,
very fluent in Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't like when guys get the opportunity to throw their mind up on a lot of different designs, and then they lay claim to, I was the first person to think of that. Like, I mean, anybody that is great on Photoshop can take the new release and then, you know, let's say take that colorway and put it on a bunch of different models, and then someone like myself may have been like, oh, I think I'm going to take those colors and put them on this model. They spend, you know, 2 months building a pair, and then they build a pair and present it, and this guy that's like the Photoshop dude's like, oh, I did that first, you're a copier, and all that. That's kind of something that has happened in the market, and I think we have to like be okay with it. But, you know, authentic ideas really aren't authentic. I mean, let's be real. Like, everything's been done a million times before. Every colorway's been done a million times before. Before we were even born, there's been stuff that's been done. So I think that there's different levels to it. I think that for me, a higher respect gets given to the guy that builds it, because you have a deeper knowledge of what it is. You know, the person that's doing the concept may never have actually held it in hand. So the texture that they're looking to replicate visually actually doesn't actually transfer physically on the shoe itself. So they may be off here and there, but I do carry a large respect for the person that spends the time to understand the shoe in and out, breaks it down, puts it together in themselves, learns a sewing machine, learns all the techniques and the different processes to it. That's just my opinion. I've been in it long enough to see everybody that's been painting shoes and just stuck with that. They've gone all the way to designing a pair and sending it across seas to get it made. I've seen it get done in-house and done by guys that are from Italy that build stuff with Italian leather and the import stuff. Like, there's all levels to it. But I definitely respect the guy that builds it way more. The guy that's on Photoshop needs to sit down and take his place a little bit. He needs to kind of shut up and not lay claim to everything because he just so happens to be good on the computer.
And that I think is what irks me the most. Like, the people who just throw colors on a screen on Photoshop and label themselves as a customizer. You're not a customizer. You're just very fluent in Photoshop and playing around with colors and shapes on Photoshop. Yep. That's your, like where it says, a concept artist. And I think it's kind of disrespectful to the actual.
It is. It's taking away from the guy that spent the time to boil the water and get the dye mixed right, to get the color right, and get the chemistry right, and let them sit in there for 10 minutes and timed it, and figured all that stuff out. For sure, definitely.
Because, like, I get to see firsthand what Word goes through and what she does. The countless nights of not sleeping, her trying to match a color, her trying to get this material to lay like she wants it. And for you to just go on Photoshop and say, "Ooh, I'm gonna put this chunky donkey on the Sakai," you're not a customizer.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they claim that too. Like, oh, I'm a customizer. I brought my design somewhere and had it made. Yeah. I don't know. There's different levels to shit. There's different levels to shit. It's going to be in every.
Yeah, you gotta follow through with it, man. You can't just come up with the concept on the computer and then that's it. That's your claim to fame. You own it.
Right.
It doesn't work that way, bro. You've got to execute.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer that when you come up with an idea, someone else is coming up with that idea at the same exact time as you are. It's just a matter of who's going to get to it first.
Right.
Yep.
Who's gonna put forth the effort to make it happen. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of times that I've seen shit. I've been like, yo,
it takes away.
I was thinking of that, or I said that, but I don't jump out the gate and be like, yo, that's me, because I didn't execute it. Someone else did. You know, it's not about who does it first, it's about who does it best.
And who actually does it. You know?
Yeah, who actually does it. You can't,
takes away. Yeah,
if you're using a computer, you can't fucking claim shit. Like, the fuck?
Yeah. Like, I see Word, like she'll
and that's kind of like what happened with the Johnny Kicks thing.
Right, she'll lay it out. She'll use Photoshop to lay out the design so she knows how it's going to look on the shoe. Make sure she gets the placement right, and then she goes from there into getting the shoe and getting the fabric and mixing up the paint and actually, you know, doing this herself in hand. You know, that's her blood, sweat, and tears going into that. She's a customizer. Jason, him building a shoe from the ground up or painting on the shoe, he's doing the actual work himself. He's the customizer, but you just mocking it up and contracting it out. You're not a customizer.
Yeah, I can answer that from that dude real quick. Yeah, it's like vinyl wrapping your Tesla, right? Like you're putting rims on something, you're changing it up. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it technically would become unauthorized at that point, but if you are customizing it, you are changing it. So it's not technically authentic from the factory then at that point.
Right. I mean, that goes back to the analogy that I made. Like, I bought the Honda Civic from Honda, pulled it off the lot, and
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I put the rims on it. I put the tint on it. It's still a Civic. Like.
Yeah, but the company could also, if something were to have gone wrong with your rotors, they can say, "Oh, you used aftermarket wheels. That's not authentic to our brand." So, you're responsible for those.
It does void a warranty, but I think that's a different thing, because if the work's not done by them and certified by them, then it becomes a warranty issue. But they're not going to say, "Hey, like you could literally put like I could buy a Honda and write all over it, 'I hate white people.' I wouldn't do that, but I could do that. Honda can't say, 'Hey, we're taking that car back.'" Right? But that's what I feel like that's what Nike's trying to do, saying, "Hey, you put devil references on the shoe, we're suing you because people are thinking we made it." Hey, that's not their fault that people don't read. Like, did they say that Nike made this?
No.
So
no, I think where they have a problem is they're using their branding in that way. I think that's where their problem is. It's taking their branding and using their brand and their hype to bring awareness to something that they're not okay with. It's the same thing why they don't team with alcohol companies. You never see Nike doing a collaboration with Jägermeister or anything along those lines, because they won't do it.
But didn't the same company?
I think Jeff,
the what's the name pair? The pair that
Dank did a Jägermeister Air Max 1.
Yeah, he's signed by the liquor company that owns them, though.
Okay.
So he's licensed to use a lot of like Corona and labels like that.
I don't know, I feel like they pick and choose. Like you said, they didn't come after when they did the Jesus hair. There wasn't a problem.
Facts.
Yeah, Mischief did the Jordan, the water from the River of Jordan, and the
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's all about the community making a big stink. I mean, because if you'd had all the Antichrist people made a bigger stink about the Jesus pair, they probably would have been the same thing. It's all about who makes the most stink about something.
Yeah, and I don't think that the levels of exposure on the different companies were at the height that they're at now either.
This is true.
I mean, they didn't use Lil Nas X to sponsor the Jesus shoes. They didn't boom it up as big as they did. Mischief's been blowing up recently. They're behind a lot of cool projects that you guys may or may not know. It's neat, but to see them come out with that, I thought it was ballsy. I don't know if I'd have worked on them shoes if I was even contracted to anyway. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Like, you ain't bringing them smears into my house.
Yeah, no, I ain't messing with that.
Interesting.
Yo, do we know if them Jesus shoes really had the water from Jordan?
No, but that is one of the things that made me want to get the shoe. But I tried for them, but it was.
I don't think they made that many. They may have only made a couple pair.
Yeah,
maybe one.
Yeah, it wasn't a.
I think they just hype blasted it and made it a big thing, and then disappeared.
It was probably that Peter Popo in there.
I'd be too conspiracy theorist. I'd be like, I envision them being like, "Oh, this shoe will contain the water from Jordan," and then I see someone else being like, "Yo, just pass it, just put tap water in it," but they're not gonna know the difference.
But that's the Nas X when they were marketing it as it was gonna have like a droplet of human blood. Like, who's doing that?
And it turned out to be like the employees of the store that supposedly got blood taken and they put a drop in there. But I'm like, bro, a drop? What you mixing a drop of blood with a bunch of ink?
Even if it's a drop,
I would have been more impressed if you got the fucking
the board of health would allow that
goddamn unit full of blood.
With the current state of the world, the pandemic, like I don't think they would allow them to. That got to be like some sort of health code hazardous PA violation. You can't be just putting human blood freely in clothing.
Ain't no blood in that.
No,
that's false advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think there's blood in them. I think there is.
Really?
And I think that if they get their hands on
10%
the
of
pairs,
blood
they
is
could
in
probably
there.
tell whose blood is in them, actually.
Right. So
Let
then
me
we
just
need to get a
analyze these and
pair.
find out whose blood
We
is
need to get
actually
a
in
we need to
these
get a
things.
pair and burst it and then get sick, and then there's gonna be a lawsuit when someone gets sick.
No.
From, look, you know people do anything for money. Don't be surprised if in 2 years we see a commercial. Did you get a pair of Little Nas X's Air Maxes? Call Pressler and Pressler. We'll get you the money you deserve today.
Can you imagine?
This isn't an asbestos case.
Right.
There has to be some
Look,
sort
I
of
got human
violation.
blood. Right. I've got infected human blood in my shoe, okay? I don't know what you did or what you've been doing during this pandemic. I don't want your blood in my shoe.
Mm-mm. I can't.
It's too much.
All I
too
know is
much.
that they're gross. I don't know about them.
Oh, hell no.
Nah.
They're gonna ask for donors, all right?
Nah. You're not doing
Look,
that.
I'm sure there's a lot of backed up gentlemen who won't mind helping out.
Ugh.
Oh man, could you imagine? Could you imagine? How are they gonna get it in there? How did they get the water in there? How did they get the blood in there? How did they get it in the shoe? For you guys that are customizers, can you do that?
A dropper.
Yo,
messed with
I've
the air
fixed
unit.
lots of air bubbles, actually.
Really?
That's something I've done a lot of, actually.
So to you, it's easy to get something in there.
No, you would inject. I mean, you have to repressurize pockets that get blown. They usually have like between 20 and 35 psi in them.
Can I put a fish in there like they used to have the pimps in the little goldfish in that motherfucker right there? Ain't gonna last too long because I don't know how I'm gonna get the fucking food in there. But
a dead fish in there after a while. Like
that'd be pretty cool. I'm not a fan of fish. I don't like fish at all.
He just wants to wear it. He just wants to wear it for the sneaker show, and then you can let the fish
little
out.
anthills.
He's gonna have the air
anthill
dip
on the bottom.
You gotta put a bait in there. I think they can go 11 days without eating.
There you go.
Yeah, a beta.
Right sneaker con weekend, get the full experience.
Self-destruct in 11 days.
Be done, bro. He'll be belly up.
I cannot.
At least your beta fish will hold it down.
on.
Anytime somebody comes to get the shoe, they'd be all defensive and shit, trying to fight everybody in their shoe.
Like back up.
What you looking at, son?
Too close to the shoes, bro.
Then you really might get people talking about, let me see them shoes, man. Let me make sure. What are you gonna tell me? My fish is UA?
Yep. The fish is UA.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but I think unless anybody has any other questions, I guess we're winding down to a super great conversation. Like this is super entertaining.
Of course. Oh yeah.
I think we've actually changed Zaya's view on this, because I
100 definitely. I feel like I came away from this. Yeah, definitely. I came away from this with a different perspective that I had before I came in here. You know what I mean? Before I was less on the custom side, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, bro. Like if you really look at it, like Nike's just placing an order. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not doing none of the work. They don't have a factory. It's not their workers. They're contracting that out. Versus someone who takes the shoe and is really putting effort into it and coming up with a concept and executing it and getting the materials and putting it in placement. And it's like, bro, like it makes you look at Nike like even, and not for nothing, like just the conversations in general for me have slowed me down on buying shoes.
Right.
I'm way selective now. And I've also come to realize to just be happy with what I have. Sometimes you just got to be happy with what you got. And I got a nice little collection. So I'm like, I'm gonna fall back on putting so much energy and so much money in that direction. And I'd rather just put that in my channel and travel somewhere and live stream it and people see it. And to me, that would be much more exciting because as far as collecting shoes, bro, it's not as exciting as it used to be years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to give some perspective too, because sometimes I'm on FaceTime when Word's working on shoes, and there was a specific pair of Jordans that she was working on recently, and she was cutting the material, she was sewing the material, she was matching it to the shoe. Like I think that shoe took her at least 2 or 3 weeks to finish, but when it was finished, it was so dope. But for me to see all the work behind the scenes makes me appreciate customizers that much more. And then there was another time where she was doing like a Chicago colorway, right? I think we were on FaceTime for at least 2 hours. She's trying to figure out the exact Chicago red. And
you don't have the Chicagos.
Because I don't have the Chicagos.
Yeah, and then I told her I would just add a little bit of purple.
Yep.
And it worked.
Help me out. like add a little bit of purple. I was like, all right, let me try that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to watch her go through that whole process. You know what I'm saying? Like she got a shit ton of bloodlines where people sending them to her to turn them into Chicago's, watching her cut that goddamn thread, stitching from around without cutting up the shoe, and then matching that paint, you know, from a picture on a screen, because neither one of us have Chicago's. It was insane. And her shoe was spot on. Everybody that got those shoes, that wore those shoes, messaged her and was like, nobody knows that these aren't Chicago's.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. And that's another hard part too.
You don't just match the color either. You got to match the finish too. Don't forget about that.
The finish,
right, yeah, the finish. Shout out to LK Liquid Kicks. But yeah, like that used to be a thing I didn't want to do. I didn't want to customize shoes to look like other shoes because that's where I felt like it became fake. But then I started to think about it like, look, hey, like my friend hit me up. He sent me the Cyber Monday ones, which are all black with a white sole, and I turned them into bread ones because he had just had a baby. He's like, look, I can't go drop the money on these breads, but I really love the breads. Can you change it for me? So he was like, you know what, because he was my homie, I did it. And, you know, he wasn't out here trying to pass it off. He just really loved the shoe. And when people asked him, he said it was a custom. But, you know, he just got to have the shoe that he really loved, you know, as a custom because he couldn't afford to, you know, get the real shoe. So, you know, rock what you like. But what Zaya was saying as far as, you know, feeling like customizers pair more authentic, if we look at it that way, really, like, for the majority of Jordans, right, Tinker Hatfield created them. So he would be the original customizer. Every other colorway is just a custom on that silhouette he created,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Ultimately.
It's true. It's true.
This is true.
Yeah.
Salute to that guy that went to you to get that change, bro. Because you could only imagine dropping that type of money. You just had a baby. Boy, your shorty gonna ring you a new one, bro. We ain't even got Pampers for this fucking baby. And you got some fucking
and that
shoes.
was the conversation. He's like, if I bring another pair of shoes in here, she's gonna kill me. I'm like,
hell no. Hell no.
I can send these shoes I got out.
Fuck that. Customize them, bro. Get them customized. Don't spend that money. Fuck that. Don't put that. You know, and this is coming from a reseller. You know, if you can avoid putting a large amount of money in somebody else's pocket simply for peace of mind, then you're in it for the wrong. You're in it for the wrong reasons, bro. Okay, you shouldn't be paying someone to have peace of mind. I think you said something earlier about the polo guy where he said he'd rather pay $1,000 to know that they're legit, right? But you're not getting them from a retailer. You're getting them from a third party, so you don't know if they legit. You trust that individual that they giving you something legit, but you don't know 100% that they legit.
Right.
You don't know if the pair of Foot Locker is legit, honestly.
Yeah. That's another thing, sadly. You know what I mean? Like, there be people that return the shit back to Foot Locker and they be returned to UAs. I've seen the UAs return back to Nike, the outlet. And I'm like, bruh, it's just the game is just messed up right now. And I love it, like, you know what I mean? But I can't be putting all my resources into this. And at the end of the day, like, I'm clueless on where the shit originated from or came from, or I'm good on that, bro.
Right.
I think ultimately we all have or have
had.
Out of diapers?
Yo,
we should what?
Do it.
Make a pair of Jordan ones out of diapers.
A pair of Jordan ones out of diapers?
He gave me an idea with that guy. Hey man, I want the bread.
Stuff the liner with the.
See, I bought the baby diapers. See, I mean, I'm gonna wear them on my feet, but I bought the baby diapers, right? I mean, shit.
Hilarious. That's crazy.
I mean, I think the takeaway here is just, you know, buy what you like, rock what you like, you know, spend what you can afford, and stop trying to just, you know,
stop judging people.
Stop judging people. Stop trying to
know anybody's situation.
Price.
Yeah, that part. But it's really not box price. Box price or nothing.
Yo, facts. Listen, I did this in my live stream. Shout out to Supreme Bugs. And I challenge anyone and everyone, if you're a sneaker collector, after you get off this live stream, just sit in front of your collection with a pen and a piece of paper And you got two categories. You got retail that you purchased. You're the one that went to the store. You're the one that paid. You got the box. You got it home versus everything else. And I promise you, bro, you're going to be way offsided. There's going to be a lot of shoes in your collection that you got from other people. And that shit is just based on trust.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay?
I used to work at a shoe store, so for me, I literally would get my shoes out of the shipment box, but I don't know what happened from wherever they came to when they came to my store.
At least for me, I won't get that conspiracy theorish. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, like they got to the store. At least from there, good. You authentic, man. You pulled it out.
I'll say this:
I don't have a fake pair of shoes.
I don't have a fake pair of shoes up in my collection. No
Do you
way.
have any shoes that you got from a StockX, a GOAT, trading, offer up, Craigslist? Nothing. Everything is retail.
Through I have got a couple pairs through resale, but they were through very authentic ways. I used to authenticate for Chanel. So
that right there, that's trust.
yeah, I guess you could say that.
Anything other than directly from the brand, from Nike, you got it on Sneakers app or you got it at a location, and even the location's iffy, but fuck it. You got it from the location or you got it from Sneaker app, cool. You are straight on the 100% authentic side. As soon as you start mingling with other people and buying, bruh, it's a 50-50. It's all based on trust. And the thing is that, let's put it this way. So Word could trust me, but Jason may not trust me. You know what I mean? So if I sell to Word and Word sells to Jason, you feel me? Like Jason may not trust me. Jason may be like, I don't know, man, that son of a bitch, he be working with them UAs. I'm not buying shit from him. But then Word will say, well, I trust Zaya. He's going to tell me whether it's a UA or not. And if I'm a scumbag, I just sell Word the UA and then Word sells you the UA. And now you got a UA. So it's really about trust. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, working off what Dani said, at least my final words, don't get stuck on the Nike calendar, bro. Life is way too short, okay? You will be surprised. I am 40 years old, and I wish at 30 years old or maybe 25 years old, I wasn't putting so much energy into sneakers, because now at 40 years old, I've got a room full of sneakers. So if this counts as a status symbol, I'm good, but I don't own a home. You know, there's places in the world that I've never visited.
Yo,
There's
you could
so many experiences that I've never had.
Payment on a home, though.
You will be surprised, bro. Let me tell you something. This is the one culture that is not poor. Okay, we spend money on sneakers and every week and spend. And you know, there's a lot of us. No offense, but we buy it just to put it in our closet, bro. Like the tradition of wearing the sneaker right out the store, that don't even exist no more. You don't even see that no more. You know what I mean? Like a person going to the store. Now you can't even go to the store most times now because everything's online. But when you go to the store, most people are just buying to put it in your closet. Now, don't get me wrong. The one great part about it is that this is the one avenue where I've seen that you could at least get something for your shit. You know what I mean? Like your sneakers, you could at least get the retail back. You might be able to wear them once or twice and still get the retail back. So that's a great thing. But don't focus so much where you just blinders on the Nike calendar, because Nike's going to keep you consumed. They're going to keep on releasing product. That's what they do. They're going to keep on getting you to do this. And before you know it, bro, you ain't experienced nothing in life. You know, like I wish I would have experienced more than I did. And now that I'm here, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be happy with what I got. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll pick up one or two things here and there. Hence them LeBron hardwood glasses, see if anybody want to help me. But that's going to be the only thing. Bro. Like, that's it, you know, like I went from a year of 20, 30, 40 pairs purchasing to now I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. I got a bunch of DS stuff. Why am I buying more DS stuff if I have DS stuff? So
right. And I think with the pandemic, like literally, I got like 70 pair of shoes that I probably bought, and I still have like 50 pair from like 2-3 years ago I haven't wore, and it's like it's an addiction. Almost like you don't want to miss out on it, because now, right, you will have the opportunity to get it later. But for me, my rule of thumb is any Jordan 1 I'm going for, whether I want it or not, because that's equity. Jordan 1s,
it does have value. So, but you know what the fucked up part is? That you get the shoe, you put it away because you like, you know what, I'm gonna wait till everybody done fucked up their pair. Remember, that used to be the thing. I'm gonna wait till everybody fuck up their pair, and then I'm gonna bust out a clean one. By the time you bust out a clean one, they're already retroing the shoe again.
Right.
So
So
look,
you're at a fucked up spot because now your thought is, well, damn, I might as well get the new one so it lasts longer. So I gotta sell this one, and it's like, bro, like you're in like the little rat wheel, bro, and you're not going nowhere.
You sell your old pair for 600, buy a pair for 170. And
no, you know what? Nah,
up.
you got to pay attention. The market itself, what it's been doing is when it's about to retro the new one, the old one ain't worth shit.
It drops.
Yeah, it actually drops in money. Like no one is going for the old one. Why? If the new one's about to come out. Now, if there's a difference, some sort of difference on the shoe, then cool, my old pair still stays intact. But if they retro that shit exactly, oh my God, it's a waste. You got to hope that you can make some money.
I had the old Carmines. I had the Carmines with the, what was it, the 2014?
Yeah.
Carmines with the Jumpman. I wore them one time, and now I just hit the other day on the Nike Air pair. But it's like now everybody's like, oh, I have the Nike Air. Nobody even wants the Jordan, Jumpman one anymore. So now
the
like
value decreases.
What I usually do is like I sold my old and it's like, damn.
It's almost like when you hear something's about the retro, bro, you got to get rid of it, bro. You got to get rid of it like that day. Like, yo, get this shit out of here. Especially if it's identical. Like, get that shit out of there because it's gonna go down.
Because that's why I did. Like I sold my cement fours with the Jumpman on the back like a year and a half before they retroed because I knew I wanted the Nike Air pair. But that's pretty much what you got to do. Like I don't get the people who want to have both. Like I don't need the Jumpman and the Nike Air, one or the other. Like certain ones I feel look cleaner with the Nike Air on the back, some look cleaner with the Jumpman, but you don't really need to have both just to say you
something that my regular friends used to tell me finally has stuck, and it's, bro, you only got two feet, bro. Like for real, bro. Like, why do you need all this? And it's the truth. I don't, bro. Like, like a lot of what I do, like TMI, I'm barefoot right now, right? So it's like everything that I do is me based out of home because of how coronavirus hit. I structured to where I can do everything from home. I can do everything from my phone. So now my shoes are getting less wear. You know what I'm saying? Like now I could go a full year.
90% of the day,
only have pulled out a few shoes.
Yeah.
God forbid if you like
90% of the day, this is what sneakerheads are wearing.
There you go.
I'm wearing my
not
like,
if you like it, you. I love my bread
fours.
fours. I've been wearing my bread fours constantly. Jules is like, yo, why don't you just unds something else? I don't want to unds. I'm sorry, Jules. I don't want to unds to go to Walmart. All right. I unds to go out to something, an event or something like that.
I miss wearing things because where I work, we can wear sneakers. So every day I wore a different pair of sneakers to work. So all my sneakers pre-pandemic are all worn. The only ones that aren't worn are the pandemic cops that I got. And
I've been wearing them.
It's crazy. It's literally crazy. Like the fact that our shoes aren't getting worn right now.
Yeah.
A lot of us are just warehouses for Nike, bro.
Yeah.
A lot, like, there's a lot of shoes. Like, I'm sure you could look back and there's hella shoes back there that you ain't used. I'm looking at my thing and there's shit. I more than half of what I'm talking about as a collection is DS.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right.
Yeah, that's when I knew that because I'm aware. I definitely am aware of, but the new style of living, it doesn't require you to wear sneakers, bro. Like,
I have like 10% dead stock, probably 10%.
Yeah, I would say 10 to 5, but I've got like over 400 shoes. So
woo, them days is over for me. I'm good, man. I think
I'll
like 375
shoes to go get gas. I'm literally walking to the car at getting gas, and then I'm coming back to the house, and then I take the shoes off. But I gotta wear them.
Right. You did that, and now you drop the value. You drop the value. You drop the value to go to the store.
Oh well.
You never gonna sell your shit.
It's not about the value.
No, I'm not.
About that.
Every time I think about wearing it, I just think about what it's worth because, like you said, I'm thinking about something. I want to get a house now, and I'm thinking about wanting to travel and stuff like that. Like I wanted the Spider-Man ones so bad, and I was fortunate enough that someone got them for me, and I see the price every day, and I was like, bro, I'm not putting these on. This is like $800. I might want to sell them and do something. I haven't sold them yet, but because I'm scared. You know what? I had that fear because I've been screwed. I sold, like I tell everybody the story. I sold the fragment ones, size 9, for like $500. Yeah.
No,
what they're worth now.
Now them shit is.
So I had that fear.
Yo, what size of them Spider-Mans?
I had that fear of selling something and then They are.
I know you and I are the same size. That's why I asked that. Yo, all I'm saying, I bought the skunk dunks for $240 way back in the day. So
Wow.
I'm happy about that one.
Man, listen, I think I sold mine for like that amount. And now those things are out of here. It's not even, it's sad because it's not even in the realm that I'd be able to get it back. I'm not one of those where I can't drop thousands on sneakers.
$2,000
unless it's like an investment. Like I dropped a nice little pretty penny on some trophy room ones, but that's strictly investment. Like I would never, ever, ever. I'm way too simple of a person to ever, and no offense to nobody else, but I just can't drop 2,000 on a shoe and then put it on my feet and then nah, I can't do that.
Right.
What's the most you spent
On a sneaker for my
pair?
For the toe?
Yeah,
I want to say I'm probably like in the 400 range for probably like 500, and that's the green lobsters. But they DS. I want to keep it like I want it, but they still DS. So that's the problem that I paid that.
Shit,
and
I saw a 9.5 like $10
and then they shot up in price. So now it almost is like you go into a whole nother gear, which is like, damn, like I got them, they're mine, they're part of my collection, but damn, they're about to be worth $1,000. Hold on, bro. Like, I don't know if I want to wear these. And sadly, you know, that happens to all of us. It happens to me. And that's when you start realizing, you like, I gotta pull back a little bit because like I'm not even really wearing these shoes.
I spent $600. I spent $600 on the gray off-white 5s.
Nice.
That's
the majority of my collection was bought with a discount, so I don't mind wearing my shoes.
And that's where the 400 makes sense because you were in that position to get it discounted. Like I'm thinking about when I had the highest amount, and that's when I lived down the block from Nike clearance. So I was getting shoes $34, $30, 20 some dollars, and it was today, 2 days from now. Then they drop IDs. IDs are $40, or they were $40. Oh my god! I used to. At one point in time, my collection was heavy on IDs.
Yeah, I think 450 is the most. I think I just dropped 450 on the Grinches only because I really wanted them. Like I didn't get them the first release, I didn't get them now, and I feel like they're just gonna keep going up. They're not really coming down, so I just said fuck it. Somebody had my size, and I dropped it. But other than that, I haven't like there's probably like 5 pair max that I paid resale for my collection because I've had patience and like luckily for me they've come back around. Yeah, because I was definitely about to drop 500 for the UNC ones because everybody knows how I feel about UNC. And luckily, you know, someone I did a custom for got a pair for me, and I was just about to pull the trigger, and he's like, "Nah, I got you retail." I was like, "Bet, say less."
What'd you guys get this year that you really like?
The Dodger 7 LeBron.
So
I was impressed by the Starfish 4s.
I heard those are nice. I haven't gotten them, but I heard they're super.
I'll do this respectfully. We talking about authentic or we talking UA? If it's authentic, where we at? April? I'm proud of myself. I've only made one sneaker purchase. And sadly, I tried it on and it doesn't fit. So more than likely, I'll be getting rid of it. So I'm actually back to zero. Yeah.
No way.
I got them silver toes, the silver toe ones.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a women's shoe. So I got size 13 and I think I should have got 13 and a half. And it would have probably fit better. So now it's like kind of snug. Yeah. But that's the only purchase I've made for April, at least for 2021. I'm super proud of myself.
No way.
Yeah. And for me, that's wow. Like for real, that's wow. Because I'm usually quick. I'm quick purchasing.
No, if you're talking like that, that's amazing.
Yeah. Fuck that, bro. I'm trying to go on some vacations or something, man.
I got my hands on the carpet companies.
Oh, did you really? Oh, those are nice.
So nice.
Those are nice.
In hand.
Do you are you the type of person that when you get it, you fuck with it, you take the pieces off and stuff? Because that has an underlay.
Yeah. No, it depends. I definitely not gonna do it till I wear them.
I got Cheech and Chong's and shit, and that price shot up quick. I was like, yeah, I'm not keeping this. Yeah, man. I was about to tear them up, and now they got they released the pictures of the new 420 Dunk, which is the Maui Wowie. And that is the same thing as the Cheech and Chong, where the upper rips off and it has like the weed effect underneath. Yeah,
right.
Hopefully I get those.
I'm a super fan of all those ripaways, like like one that's really slept on, the Lance Mountain lows.
Yeah, hell yeah.
With the desert ore. Like it's super slept on. I think because people don't know what they're doing. Like I've seen so many people shred those shoes up.
Ugh.
Like it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, they grab a Dremel and they're just like,
right?
Listen, that's the type of experience
like,
that clearly tells you you're not a customizer. Because I remember I had two pairs of Cheech and Chongs and I fucked those things up, bro. And I was like, well, at least I know customization is not my my lane.
Yo, the Statue of Liberty SBs, I got those
hell
too.
Hell yeah. But that one's easy though, because you could just do like that and it'll come off. The Cheech and Chongs, like there's like a method to it. Like you've got to cut it a certain type of way and rip a certain type of way, and I fucked that shoe up.
I need those Statue of Liberties and the Lance Mountain ones, the black pair and the white pair. I still need those. So bad. I need another pair of LA to Chicago too.
Yeah.
That price going up too often.
I think my favorite pair that I picked up was the Jordan MA2, which is probably not on anybody's list.
Those look comfortable though. Those and the Deltas actually look really comfortable.
The Jordan MA2s are definitely comfortable. Like if anybody wants to pick up a pair, you should definitely go try them out. They're super duper comfortable. And I got all the other shit, all the Jordan ones that released and everything else, but that's probably my favorite pair so far. Like
which is crazy because you just got those dunks too.
Well, of course, and the dunks, as you know,
the City Market. Yeah, I think.
But the Jordan MA2s, when the UPS guy dropped them off, I literally opened them up and was putting them on my feet because I wanted to see. Like when I saw it on the screen, I was like, I want this. It looks comfortable, and when I got it, it's as comfortable as it looked on the screen.
Yeah, I think they're still on sneakers too.
Shout out to TJ for the promo. Yeah, I like the look of them.
I've never seen those.
Yeah, the MA2s, they have a bunch of a couple of colors, and I like the look. Like it's one of the few. Like usually the new Jordans, I'm not such a fan. Like I'm not a fan of what is it, the 30s or whatever number they're up to. You know, that DX used to go hard for. But yeah, those like that pair especially, it gives me Joker. It gives me Joker 3 vibes, which is a slept-on shoe.
Yeah,
with that purplish and that green together.
Yep,
super fire.
I like it.
But yeah, for me, the City Market dunks and the Iowa dunks. Yeah, I love like the quality, as everybody calls them, the Wu-Tang dunks. That they are not, but the quality.
The maize.
I like them. Mm-hmm.
That's what that yellow is, right? Maize yellow or something.
I just got these ones. I haven't gotten them in yet, but I thought the style of the
they're comfortable. They're comfortable. Those are the trash Jones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wore those the other day.
Were those the ones you posted the other day? Yeah.
Yeah, I got them in a 10.5. I'm a 9.5, 10 generally, but I got them almost a full size up, and they fit pretty good.
Nice.
Comfortable. The heel's weird. I feel like it looks like you have like rocket boosters on each foot.
Yeah, that's why I got them. So hopefully I like them. If not, I'll just send them back.
No, they're cool. They have like real intricate detail around all the little windows and stuff, like spider web kind of looking vibes.
I'll rock with.
I think. Yeah. Anybody else?
We can close up shop.
Yeah, we're all missing the Delt Night with the Isleys and the Earth, Wind, and Fire over there. Gotta go put on your gaiters and your silk shirt and head over to a Delt hour.
Go ahead, baby. Go do it and put it on live.
Great. Yeah, go ahead with your final thoughts.
Salutes, man. I appreciate y'all for having me again. Final thoughts, man. Just don't live by the Nike calendar, man. Go out, enjoy life. It's not all about shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, take time to, spend time with your loved ones. Take trips. Create experiences versus just all that material stuff. But I appreciate y'all, ladies. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for being on.
I'll catch y'all around Section 8.
Bye.
Later.
Later. You live tonight? Am I not sleeping tonight?
I'll probably be live tonight, yeah. Talking that crazy shit, man. Salutes. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye.
Night.
Jason,
final thoughts for you, Jason?
you want to shout out? Are you taking orders? Are you too backed up and busy? You're on a higher level. They have to go through your manager. Let everybody know how to see your work.
No, I pick and choose my work. Feel free to reach out. I'll tell you I want to do your work, or I'll tell you I don't want to do your work. That's kind of how it goes.
He's honest.
Right.
That's facts.
Look up
That's
Thegapo.
the dream that
I
everybody
send
has
stuff
to
a
be
lot
able
to
to.
Garrickson too. Being affiliated with them is open up a world to me where I can provide literally anything you need footwear wise. So I've been doing a lot of restorations through them as well, which is kind of neat. I get full access to their factory, so the capabilities are up there. But no, I appreciate inviting me on.
Do they work on
and I'm
Masha's
definitely
shoe?
here to, huh?
She said, "Did they work on
Does Garrickson work on Masha's shoe?
Yeah, we do Masha's shoe.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
we've done all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that
I've
tie-dye
gotten
one.
to know him a little
I might
bit.
actually order that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cool
That's dope.
colorways coming down too. I can't say anything about them, but they're nice. He's got like 3 or 4 more colorways coming through. That tie-dye one's killing it though. My girl ended up getting her own.
Yeah.
They were dope. I saw them. I was like, those
Are they still up for pre-order?
I think so. I think by the end of tonight.
Okay.
I think he did them through. I don't know. I think it depends on how much he gets too, because I don't know if we're gonna be able to sell, make like 1,000 of them. He's generally falling around, 300 to 500 pair.
Okay.
Generally.
Yeah.
All of his links are in the description box if you guys want to check him out too.
Yep.
Facts. We appreciate you. And Thegapo, it stands for Right, the Great and Powerful Oz. For anybody.
Yeah. My last name's Osborne, so I went by that label because nobody knows who I am. I stay behind the curtain. I don't like being known who I am. I do a lot of cool work for a lot of cool people, and I like keeping it that way, kind of not being known.
Nice. That's nice.
Big facts.
The mysterious.
That's my kind of life right there. I don't need to sign autographs just to get the paycheck.
No autographs. Don't need that. Invite me back anytime, though. I'd love to bring whatever.
For sure. Maybe we could do like a live tour of Garrickson if they would allow. Like I could come in or something.
Yeah.
I still want to see the facility. I know you invited me before, so.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You can definitely take a tour at some point.
Can be shown.
Set it up, schedule it. Especially if you have work, if there's something that you want to get done and you have a job in the queue, that gives you a more open opportunity to get a tour. Even now, like we're not opening tours generally to anybody. You got to schedule ahead of time, but it's definitely a cool tour. You definitely get to understand whether you've been collecting forever or you're just getting into shoes. You're definitely going to learn a lot from it. There's a whole background of how a shoe is constructed that a lot of people don't understand. So there's a lot of machinery that does a lot of cool things, a lot of high efficiency machines that you've never seen before because we just don't have this in our country. We got rid of building footwear at this kind of a scale. It's always been outsourced. So to have it here and have an opportunity to go into a facility that has such close connections to, Korea and a lot of other countries builds and seeing the factories and being able to bring it all under one house in America is pretty special. So
that's dope.
It's neat. But feel free to reach out for the tour. It's a good tour.
Got you.
I'll host it.
Thank you again for coming by. All right, bet. Say less.
Peace.
Bye.
Later.
The last thing I wanted to do is give a little shout out to the camp out for my Easter hoodie. The quality on this is amazing, and there is a bunny on my sleeve. You know me, the hoodie queen. Didn't need any more, but seem to always.
She lives in Cali and owns 4,000 hoodies.
Shout out to 22 for the hat, Jersey repping. You know what I mean? Jersey.
Nice.
Anyways, guys.
Is it my
It's a snapback.
No,
it's a snapback.
I'm not done yet. I don't know what word is doing, but I just wanted to say thank you guys for helping us reach over 400 subscribers. At the beginning of this stream, we had like 386 or something like that. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you and Jason for being on this episode. And I am hella laced.
It's your favorite customizer, Wear Customs. I appreciate all the guests for coming through. I appreciate a dope conversation. A lot of information given out, so hopefully everybody takes it, with a grain of salt. Form your own opinions, obviously, but we just wanted to give you a different perspective on everything. We appreciate, the follows, and we hope you guys come back. Again, we're every other week, so we won't be here next week, but we'll be here the following week. And we'll let you know, what amazing show we have coming up. I don't know how we top this one, but
right.
I'm awesome,
last
so
thing before Bay goes, because I don't want to interrupt her when she's doing her outro, but our next episode is actually going to be on our 1-year anniversary. So we might have to plan something.
That's coincidental.
Yep.
Sounds like a giveaway.
God, it's been a year with you guys already?
Yes.
Also, also to put it out there, everybody's been trapped in. I don't know how comfortable people are with traveling and going out. I'm tired of not doing anything, so we are planning a birthday trip for the boy who's going to be turning 17. My God, we're going to Cali, LA specific. We'll be out there June 2nd to June 7th. So if anybody wants to come to LA or is in the LA, California area and wants to link up, we'll be there for a whole week. So we're down to meet up with, whoever, chop it up at a safe distance. I don't know, whatever. And, take pictures, chop it up, whatever. June 2nd to June 7th.
That's it?
I think we're finally done now.
Oh, okay. You saved the best for last. Was that a dig at me? You want to fight? Oh, okay.
I was choking.
Okay. All right. So everybody knows Dani Nicole, aka Caramel Wonder. Caramel Wonder on Instagram. I'm also Caramel Wonder on Caramel_Wonder, Wonder with an AR at the end on Twitter. I do have a site where I sell, promote my brand, sell my merch. I have t-shirts, tie-dye socks, so definitely check it out. The link is in the description, or you can also find it in my bio on my page. We also have a raffle that we are trying to close up, me and Word. We were raffling off a PS5 disc version. And we have a couple of pairs of kicks.
Jubilee 11.
Jubilee 11 and a metallic black ones, adult size, and a $200 cash app. So that information is also on my page. We'll see. The slots are listed there, the ones that are open. So if you want to just join the board immediately, you can just, DM me and I'll give you my cash app. You can send it over, pick your number, I'll put you on the board. We will be going live this week. So we can run the mini boards where we basically do, $15 slots? Where is it, 15?
Yeah, $15 slots, 10 slots.
$15 slots.
$15 slots, 10 slots, 2 winners to the board.
Yes, and we spin a wheel twice, and those 2 winners pick a spot on the board. And I think that is about it. We're about to close up shop. I know it's late, but we do appreciate everybody for coming through. We love you guys. Peace.
Bye, guys.